Okay, we're here. Hello everybody, I'm sorry I'm a little bit late. I'm like 10 to 13 minutes late. It's okay, I'm here. And today we're going to be learning how to do perspective. The focus on this is not about drawing anatomy technically. We'll use anatomy if possible, like heads or whatever case may be. But today, spotlight, what is that? I don't know what that is. What we're going to be doing today is that we're going to be learning how to, Liv, we're going to be doing how to draw in perspective, something I even have trouble with myself, but I'm going to teach you guys that with shapes. We're going to keep it really simple. And welcome to today's Teach Me Tuesday. I'm sorry I'm a little bit late. I didn't mean to be as late as I did. I'm just like 10 minutes late or so. So today's Teach Me Tuesdays. And today's subject, we're going to be focusing on perspective and shapes. So that's what we're learning today. But you guys, if you do have any questions that you want to be answered, please leave a question in the questionnaire. That goes for both TikTok and Instagram, just in case I don't miss anyone's questions. So no one's left behind in that sense. Hey, hey, MJ, I see you, hon. I just saw you on TikTok, on Instagram. I see you. Hold on, I'm trying to make things easy so I can read this. Hold on. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Alright, so today we're going to be focusing on perspective. Today's lesson, I think this is something really important we need to learn. Hello, Sun M Boy 1. Hello. Welcome to the stream. I am welcome to anyone that's brand new. This week has been nothing but a pleasure because I met a lot of new artists over the week. I've been showcasing most of their work. I was even got to make conversation with them. This has been nothing but a beautiful week. We reached a lot of people this week on Instagram and TikTok, so this is great. But we're going to be learning how to do perspective. So how do we get towards perspective? Now, I've noticed something with a lot of students that when perspective comes into play, they tend to have a giant blank in their heads. Like, literally, you just don't know what you're doing. You're not really sure. Now, how do you approach perspective? Now, the first thing that most people would recommend is something called the horizon line, or learning about the horizon line, the VP, or learning parallel lines, or congruent lines, and all that stuff. So what are these terms? So VP means vanishing point. Vanishing point. Vanishing point. It is the point where it's the point where everything vanishes into the horizon line. So if I made a horizon right now and I wanted to go on the right side here, right? I will put a point here to give us a sense of direction of where we're supposed to be going. That's what the VP is. It's to represent where the point of boom. Oh, thank you. Oh, boom. Class was fun today. I am glad that you had fun, hon. I want to hear about it after the stream. I definitely want to talk to you about it after the stream. Because I know you like PUBG, so I'm pretty sure you had some like PUBG moments at the gun range. So like the VP is the vanishing point. It is the very point that we focus on when we want to put our shapes in perspective. So like for instance, if I were to put a square here, that's just not enough to let us know if this is the right angle, because I can put even the square here. I can put the square here, or here, or here. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be a square. It could be a rectangle. It could be anything, right? But that doesn't represent anything, right? So what we have is something called congruent lines or parallel lines. Parallel means literally they don't touch. That's what parallel literally means when it comes to parallel. Did I miss something? No, we just literally started. Liv. So if you guys have any questions, leave your questions in the questionnaire so I don't miss your questions at all. So like, okay, so we have our lines. It's literally, a parallel line is literally the line that does not touch. They do not touch, they do not meet. That's literally what they are, nothing more, but they have to be parallel. For them to work, there's two ways for it to work. One, they can't touch. Two, they have to be beside each other. And three, this is a third thing I forgot to mention. The third thing is, if you want your shapes to look as accurate as possible, make sure that they're on the same length. So like for instance, if I were to make a square, it would look really weird if one square was like this. Like, they are parallel because they're not touching, but they're not equal, so it makes it look odd and strange when making said box, okay? So this is something we need to focus on and make sure that we are practicing this. We have to make sure that the square is 100% like in equal terms in most cases. We don't want it to be a problem in any which way. So I'm gonna pull this down, and I'm gonna pull this down, and I'm gonna pull this way. All right, so we want to be as equal as possible, because the more equal it is, the more accurate it is, the more convincing said drawing is, shapes or where case may be. Okay, so we need to keep that in line. Now, how do we make the square be part of the VP, the vanishing lines? So remember, well, you know, parallel. I can never spell this, parallel. I can always spell it wrong. It's always spelled wrong. I know it's spelled wrong. Parallel. I can never spell it right. But that's literally what this is, parallel. Now we need congruent lines. What are congruent lines? It's lines that go so far into the distance, into the so-called vanishing point of in a horizon line, that they look like they're touching even though they are not. It's just to give us the illusion that they are. That's what ultimately what it is. Because ever like looked at something that goes far in the distance and looks like they're touching? So like for instance, if I were to make a line from here and a line from here, even though these lines are literally parallel and not actually touching, they are touching because the illusion of the distance from the line is making us think that they are. That's literally the perspective that we're getting. Now, how do we make the whole, because that's what congruent lines, they literally just meet at the point of the vanishing point. That's what they are. But ultimately, if you were to walk down all the way down here or all the way out here, they will not be touching. That's just how it is. That's just how things look like in the distance, or so. Parallel. Okay, thank you. P-A. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. P-A-R-A-L-L-E. Okay, thank you. Take away that P. So I almost spelled it right. I just had a P that was not needed. All right, thank you for that, Big Joe. I really appreciate it, bro. Okay, so what's going to happen is that we're going to cut off the lines here, because what we don't want is a giant square going into the distance. That's one thing we do not want, because it's not believable to have a square just going off into the distance like that. So we're going to erase this, because since we already know that the lines are going towards said point, we can actually cut that off, and then the lines will be more believable in that sense, so we have a better understanding of our square. Now, this is not a perfect square, I understand that, but the point of this is just give you guys the terms that I'm giving you so you can learn this. I think I did this on a YouTube channel once. I did a YouTube video on this. I'm not totally sure in my head, but I have done something close to this before. All right, so I'm just giving you guys that sense of direction. Now, we're going to use shapes. Now, we're not going to use the horizon line this time. We're just going to go with our mind's eye. So there's a thing that a lot of my students tends to have a problem with. I think the issue with perspective is that we're not familiarized with certain angles. And because we're not familiarized with those type of angles, we tend to have a fuzzy understanding of what they should look like in perspective. So like for instance, if I were to ask you, can you draw behind the hoof of a horse from bottom to top? All right, can they turn that shit off? Oh my god. Anyway, to bottom to top, right? It's going to be kind of hard to draw a horse from its hoof, from behind the hoof up to the head, because you have no familiarity on how that looks, even though you have seen a horse before. If I were to ask you to draw, I don't know, like a bunny, for instance, like just face forward a bunny, you might make a little ears, you know, little bunny thing, little arms, you know, just something like that. I know it's not perfect, it's just the point of it. And then you have an understanding of said bunny, right? But if I were to actually draw the bunny from a sideways down perspective, you can't, because you don't have a familiarity of this. But to get that from, to draw something that you're not too familiar with, this is where shapes comes in. You must understand shapes. This is where shapes and form comes in. Form, okay? So shapes are literally the terms that we know, like a triangle, a square, a circle, a rhombus, you know, a octagon, or so. These are things that are we know to be terms of shapes that we familiarize ourselves with from age like kindergarten and up, right? Form is literally a more fancier way of 3D shape, okay? It's understanding the 3D shape of something. So like if I took a prism, right? If I took a prism, which is a triangle, but in 3D, I take a cube, which is a square, but in 3D. You know what I'm saying? That's what form is. Look like a perfect square. I'll fix that. That's what that is. Now, circle is pretty much a sphere with a ellipse that gives it some sort of depth and some form. That's what form is. It's giving them depth and 3D space. Same thing with a cylinder. I think the two types of shapes you should always focus on when learning how to draw, especially when it comes to anatomy, is your squares, your circles, and your spheres. If you can master these three things, you can pretty much master the rest, because most of the human body is made of either squares, circles, and or cylinders. Your arm is a cylinder. Your arms, from your forearm and your front arm, all of them is cylinders. Your hand is pretty much somewhat of a weird square from the palm. Your fingers are like cylinders. Your nose is made out of circles, most likely. Your eyes is made out of circles. Your head is made of like between of a cylinder, square shape, circle. It's a weird thing. Hi, hello, Art, Tinkin TikTok. Hello, Art Tinkin TikTok. I'm thinking I said that right. Welcome to the stream. Now, since we got that out of the way, we're going to focus next on how to put things in perspective with shapes without using a horizon line. Now, to do this, I would always use a circle, especially if you're drawing a character. Hey, Fellow of Moon, welcome to the stream back. I hope you're having an awesome day. Welcome back. I wanted to show you guys the idea of using a circle. I think a circle and a square. You're just going to need a circle, and you're going to need a square. Or a cube, if anything. You're going to use a sphere and a square for this. A cube, I can't talk today. The reason why is because since a square is more angled, it gives you a sense of depth and, well, not even depth, but a certain angle towards the circle. So what does a circle do, if anything? If I were to make a circle right now, the circle is pretty much like sanitary from that point. It doesn't go anywhere. It's not doing anything, right? It's not giving you a sense of direction in any form. Our TikTok and TikTok, I swear everybody gets it wrong. I'm so sorry. Arctic. Oh, it's Arctic and TikTok. Oh, okay, I get it. Arctic and TikTok. Okay, I'll call you Arctic, like Arctic, almost like saying Arctic, like in the Arctics. Okay, so we have no sense of direction, right? So how do we give our circle direction? Well, we have to make a square around it, or at least make a cube, because if you give it a cube, the cube will give you a sense of direction. Now, the sense of direction only comes in based on how you draw your cube, okay? So if I were to draw the cube like this, oops, let me make sure I make it a different color so you guys don't get confused. Okay, if I were to draw the cube like this, like this, right? The cube now gives you a sense of direction. Now, to make it more accurate, which we'll get to, you're going to need something called the horizon line. We'll use that in a little bit, but right now we're just going to focus. Wait, I'm just make sure I read everyone's message, just in case those who walked in. I just want to give you guys a sense of direction with the cube. So that's what ultimately it does, because the lines that you post on said drawing will determine what angle your cube is going. Okay, so if I went like this, now for those of you who are watching or paying attention, if anyone's willing to answer, which there's no wrong answer, I'll tell you the answer, you're not dumb if you don't get it right, or whatever the case may be. What angle are we seeing this square? From the top or from the bottom? Are we seeing the bottom of the square or the top of the square? Those of you who are willing to answer, I'll give you 10 seconds. You just have to say top or bottom. Jesus love you. He died. Oh, that's September. Yes, Jesus, yes. Jesus is the man. I get you. Bottom. Okay, Vanilla says bottom. Big Joe says bottom. Okay, so I'll wait one more person if you're willing to answer. Bottom or top? Bottom or top? I need one bottom. Okay, Snoop Soup says, oh, I said that perfectly. Bottom. Okay, so yes, we are correct. We are looking from the bottom. Because for us to see the bottom, because even if there's no horizon line, we feel like there's a bottom because our head is looking up based on how our lines are placed, right? That's pretty much where that indication is coming from. It's not even the fact that we can see the bottom here, but the way that the circle is placed and the way the lines are placed as well will indicate what angle we're going from. Now let's try this again. All right, so we have a better understanding. I will get to the strange nuances when it comes to angles, because I know angles can be a little bit tricky on certain situations when it comes to like those more subtle angles, because I know those really get people a lot, and it gets me. I'm not gonna lie, it does get me, but I do understand it. I accept it for what it is. So like, okay, we have a circle, and I'm going to draw this from top, from pretty much top. So how I would do this is I would let me see, like this. I will draw the square first, right? Or no, did that wrong, my bad, did that wrong. Like this, I will draw the square like this, and then pull down like this. Now to make the illusion seems like I'm drawing from on top of the said square, is because I widen not only just the square itself, but it's more how closer we are from the square. Okay, so to make this work, let me put it this way. Let me draw this again and give you guys a sense of. So if I were to draw this again like this, but this time change the angle completely, because remember, this is widen. So let me narrow it a little bit. This is where those nuances comes in, those little moments. I made it more narrow, okay, by drawing more of a slant. Okay, if you draw more of a slant, you get more of a understanding of this. Okay, thank you, no problem, Snoop Vanilla, no problem. Okay, so I drew this more slant light, right? So I'm going to put more emphasis on the elongation of the square. Now the square looks like it's being not only stretched, but yet it looks like it's going down the lines are almost going to be congruent, because as you can see, if I kept the lines going the way they are, they're going to what? Bam! Hit the vanishing point. Let me zoom in on that so you guys can see it. So you see how that works. I'm gonna go back again. I'm gonna do it again. So see how I drew like 1, 2, or you can start from here, and then I put the line down, and that gives us that. Yes, it's over dramatic. I did exaggerate the square, but the point of doing this, it gives you a sense of depth because of the stretching of said lines, because the lines are not only equal towards each other, but they're also they're going to be congruent if we kept on going, because the more we keep going, because no matter how wide our drawing is, if they're going the same direction, they will hit and meet because of the depth of the horizon line. That's pretty much it is. Is this 3 points perspective? I would say yes. I think if based on, I'm not using the horizon line, so if I have to guess, yes, either 3-point perspective. This is pretty much what 3-point perspective pretty much looks like in that sense. I think, if I remember right. Because I'm going to mention that too. 1-point perspective and 3, like from this angle, it kind of throws me off sometimes. Like I said, I still have trouble with it myself. But if you guys want to know the terms of 1, 2, and 3 perspectives, which I think every beginner should learn first, if you can master these 3, then you can eventually get 4 fit, because there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I think there's 9. There are 9 in total, 9 types of perspectives, if I remember right. I think it's about 9. It's almost a 10. These lives are helpful. Thank you. No problem. No problem. I'm here to help. It's what I do. It's what I do. It's good practice for me, and also practice to explain to you. There's 2 things that I've learned that in the art industry, especially if you want to get into comic books, video games, anime, or whatever case may be. There are 2 things that you need to be in the art industry, and you don't need no degree. Degree doesn't even matter. You just need 3 things: a portfolio, you need to have good skill, and good communication. If you can communicate, have good skill, and have a portfolio, you can get any job you pretty much want. What does that mean, 9 types of perspective? So like we have our number 1 is our first perspective. That's literally like if I were to make one vanishing point, we have just one sense of perspective, just it. That's like, think of first person shooters or whatever the case may be, Kaio. Like just like that, just like literally like a street, like, and then you have like the little street lamps, street lights. I think it's called street lights, or trees, or whatever you want to call it. You know, it's going only one direction. Now, 2-point perspective is like this: 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then what's happening is that it's going that way. Everything's going down because we're seeing 2 points of perspective. It's something that it's really simple to get this more accurate. Most likely you have to use like what do you call it, like a ruler or a case may be, but since I'm doing it very crudely, it gives you a sense of depth because I'm just doing it really fast because I have a good understanding of these things. But then again, you can actually mess up your drawing based on the cone of vision. The cone of vision is basically like the ratio of your perspective to keep things more in line, to keep things more centered, to keep things more not distortion. It's what the cone of vision, it's supposed to keep things not distorted. That's what it is. This cone, it looks like a line. It's a certain ratio you don't want to break, but yet you can also kind of bend. If you really want that distorted feeling, I think a lot of Sakuga type anime, like if you see like anime, like for instance, if you watch like the fight between Naruto and Pain, the fight between Naruto and Sasuke, or you see the fight between, I guess you say Dragon Ball, between Goku and Jiren, there's a lot of distortion that's well, I don't know for Dragon Ball because I think they keep it pretty consistent in that sense, but there's a lot of distorting that's happening in the anime fight scenes that really gives it a sense of, I want to say realism, but it gives it a sense of excitement. So that's where you can actually let that go. But most cases, if you're trying to be more realistic, this is something you don't want to break. I don't really mention this thing a lot or really refer to it all that much because I don't do a lot of perspective on like this type of technical stuff. I usually just kind of eyeball it, which you should and shouldn't do. You should do that because it's good practice, but you shouldn't do that and be so reliant if you want to be accurate. Let's just put it that way. Lamppost, yes, thank you. Lamppost. Oh my god. And what does it looks like with 9 points? Okay, so I'm gonna get to, I can't really get to the 4 or the 5th or the 6th, 7th or 8th because it really, I don't even think it distorts, it just really mind screws with you. I can't even get to that. I never got into that level. I always stuck probably like 1, 2, 3. I try attempt 4, but I can never pass by 4. I try to do 4, but I can't do 4. But there are about 9. There are 9 types of perspectives. There's first, second, third. There's fourth. I think the fifth one, or the fourth and fifth one, is something called fisheye, a fisheye perspective. A fisheye perspective is pretty much you got a whole visual understanding of like a specific. I think I have it. Hold on. I can probably hold on. Let me check if I have it. I think I have it here on Instagram. I think I can check real quick for you guys. I'm not totally sure if I have it here on Instagram or TikTok, but I'll show you guys in 2 seconds. Amazing work. Okay. Oh, look, we have the 24,000. Look at that, guys. Nice. All right, so let me see. I think it was on TikTok. I don't think it was here. Taco. I'll type it in. Maybe I can just type it in. I can find it. Oh, thank you. No problem. Fish eye perspective. Yeah, fisheye perspective. It's you like if you can. Hello Thomas. Welcome back to the stream, bro. So fisheye is like this is what fisheye looks like. I don't know if you guys can make out what you're looking at here, but like this is what fisheye looks like. It's really scribbly, so I'll find something better. This is what fisheye looks like. It's like everything is kind of like it's kind of like, sorry, I was listening to something. It's kind of like the circle. It's like the whole vision is kind of like coming at you in this curvy like look. Okay, ever like look at? Congrats on 24. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it very much so. I think my highest I've ever been was 28,000, but Instagram took away all my followers because I guess they changed the algorithms and it wasn't showing my what do you call it? My profile, which was annoying. And then it took me like forever to keep afloat on my follower account, and I realized what was causing my issue. Because I found out that to really gain followers, and this is not to tell anyone that what matters, but I'm saying like if you want to get your profile seen and see your work, because I had a student ask me, can you show my work on your stories? They think that's what's causing people to follow me. That's not the case. What's making people follow me is because I'm engaging with them. Not only that I post their work on my stories, but I'm actually talking to those people. I reach out to them. I actually comment on their stuff. I actually hold a conversation with them. Nothing fake or nothing strange about that. You actually you reach out to them. You talk to them about their work, their process, their journeys, where the case may be. If you do that, then not only that you'll not only gain probably a new follower or so, but you'll either gain a fellow artist ally in that sense. So when they see you post next, not only that they might showcase your work too on their stuff, but they'll most likely comment, they'll like it, and people will recommend them to your profile. And especially even if they have a large following or not, just word of mouth can be just as powerful as just, you know, a blast on a raid or something from like Twitch or something. So I just want to let you guys know on that. Oh, I just forgot. Those of you on YouTube and Twitch, I'm sorry guys, I didn't see your chats. Hold on, let me open this up. I'm so sorry for that, guys. I am so sorry. I forgot to have that open. Those of you who are probably on the other side. Okay, no one said anything. Good. Okay, so that's pretty much how you can build a following, by being nice to people, talking to them, getting to know them. Because what happens is Instagram takes that into account. They take it to account that you're talking to people, understanding them, you know, holding conversation. And don't spam people, please. Don't go to their because they don't see it as interaction when you just send an emoji and that's it. They like it when you actually say words, because they do look at that closely. So like, pay attention to their work. Say hi to them. ask them about their day. Read their caption. Maybe they're saying something interesting. Maybe they're saying something thought-provoking, something controversial. You don't know. So, you know, give your time to them, and you'll do a very good job. Hey, Kirsten, welcome back. I just pulled up the chat, so there you go. All right, there's a guy named Kermit who did Fisheye on TikTok. I don't know if he still does though. Let me check. I'm gonna check right now, because this is something important you guys should learn. But I don't think fisheye is something you guys should first go and look at all. I don't think so. I don't think that's important at all. I don't think so. What I think you should do is focus on the first 3 or 4. Why is this thing is glitching? What the hell? That is so weird. What's going on? That is so weird. What was glitching like that? It was showing me another... Whoa, that was weird. Hold on, guys. Whoop, little hamster, hang on. Okay, so, let me check out his stuff. It's K-A-M-I-I-N-K. Okay. Okay. I think I wrote his name right, or her name, him or her name, or their name. Okay, I see. Okay, there it is. So this is like fisheye. It's like a circle-ish type perspective. It's like a circle. That's what fisheye actually looks like. You can use this as a grid and use this grid to help map out what you're trying to do in said drawing. In most cases. Let me see. I found out what 9-point perspective looks like, and holy crap, yes, it's insane. It is very much insane. You stream on 4 platforms at once. Well, yes, 4. I stream to TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch, and Provo. I think that's 5, all at once. So you guys can get whatever content from me in that sense. So if you're not on Twitch, if you're not on TikTok, if you're not on one, you're probably on the other. So everyone gets their preference, so they don't have to move to a platform if they want to learn something. So I make it very accessible to everyone who wants to learn or pay attention, or case may be, so they're not forced to go on a platform they don't familiarize themselves with, don't like, for whatever reason. I understand, because I don't like Twitter, so I don't use Twitter. I would never stream to Twitter, so there you go. Hey, why don't you show it on stream? I will. Hold on, before we get to that, because someone asked what was 4-point perspective, 4-point, or it was 5, fisheye. I think, if I remember right, I think fisheye is the 5-point perspective, or it is either a 5-point perspective or fourth point perspective. Can't talk, if I remember right. But this is great. This is something you can learn and check out. I do recommend this individual. I'm gonna probably follow them. I'm gonna do that right now, because it's good to learn from other artists, because he just made a grid, so that's something you guys can take in consideration. So there you go. I'm gonna check out 9 points perspective. I'm gonna go Google. Oh no, I'm gonna do it here. 9-point perspective. Oop. They don't have, okay, they don't have it here, so I have to do it this way. Let me see. 9-point perspective. Yeah, it's like a crazy distortion. This is what 9-point perspective looks like. It's insane. And this is 2-point. 9-point perspective is like, where is it? I think it's even worse than the fisheye one, because it's like it's more going on than usual. Hold on. Okay, I use Google, and my brain is hurting. Don't hurt your brain, dude. There's stuff labeled 10 and 14. Oh, there is? I didn't know. I thought there was only 9. I didn't know it was 14 point. What does that look like? What does 14 look like? I've never known that. Where is 14? Is this it? I can't tell. I really can't tell now. Hold on, I'm trying to figure it out. Hold on. I don't know. It's like... I don't know. I don't know where's 14 point perspective. I don't think I can find it here. Yeah, that's the one I saw. Okay, that's the one I saw. Okay, I'm not crazy. Okay. I want to make sure I'm on the right track here. That's crazy. I can't do that. I couldn't, like, you have to be in some masterclass stuff to do perspective, which I think if you can master perspective, you can pretty much master everything from that point, because I think perspective is the most important, I think one of the most important things to learn when it comes to drawing, especially if you're trying to get accuracy beyond anything. I think that's very important. So if you can master that, then that's great. What's this 11 point perspective look like, if they can give it to me? Is this it? It's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot of perspective. Okay. Alright. So let's go back to what we was doing so we can, you know, get this out of the way. Alright, so we're going to do a little bit of anatomy with this. So that was the whole point of this. Alright. So I'm going to pull this over here. Looks good, man. Yep. Thank you. Okay, so we have our circle. We're going to keep it really basic. I'm not going to go any more further than that because it's too high. So I'm going to make a circle. Oh. Or, you know, even makes it even better for you guys. I could just literally just use a bunch of shape instead of me just using. I can just make a circle here, right? And I'll take my line tool and then be like 1, 2. Oh wait, like that. Okay, and then I can go like this, like this, like this. Like, I can just do this, but I always feel like if I draw it, it feels much more organic to you guys, because, like, I always feel it's kind of synthetic to use the tools, because they don't feel as believable as you want them to be, especially if you're not drawing it correctly, or what the case may be. You know, so, like, it's things like this that I try to avoid not doing, but also I would understand why you guys might like this. I'm being dumb. Wait, what? Never mind. Was 14, 13. Oh, okay, it was 13. Or it was 14 3-point perspective. Okay. Yeah, that's the one I saw. Okay. It's alright. You know dumb. You know dumb. We're fine. Okay, so... No, not girl. Nope. No cerebro. Put right here, and right here. Like that, and like that. So... like, you can put anything in pretty much any perspective if you think about it, right? Like this, like this, like this, like this. Alright, and then up. I'm not putting them in the right perspective, but it gives you a sense of direction because these lines are here. The lines that are usually looking this way and facing this way is usually what gives you that sense of depth, or at least give you a sense of direction. Because if I were to, like, right now draw this again like this, and like this, and and be like this, and like this, and like this, and like this, and like this, the line is letting you know, because I don't know if I were to draw this like with just lines like this. It doesn't give you a sense of anything, I don't think so, in my head, but it probably does. But if I were to connect them like this and like this, oh, not like that, like that and like that, this is the bottom. I know this is not perfect, but this is the bottom. You're not at the top, So it's things like that that let you know. But no, not a female. Okay, what we're doing next? No, I'm pretty sure I am. No. Now, so we're gonna use our perspective line, our circle, to give us a sense of like we're gonna use this to draw an actual head. So I'm gonna use a circle, and then, oh, that's hard to see. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're going to grab the circle, okay, like this, okay, and what's gonna happen is that we're going to make another layer so we don't erase it if we decide to. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, based on what we're looking at, it seems like we're going this way, if anything, based on the circle. I'll probably grab this a little bit. Yeah, about here. Like, better yet, I can't even do this. I can just kind of twist it like this. Now, me just twisting the see what happens when I just twist the square. Now we look like we're going a different direction. See that? You see how easy that was? Look at that. And I'll do it again. I'll do it again. Now it looks like we're looking sideways. It's the understanding of where the planes are being left, okay? That's pretty much what that is. It's based on how the planes are being left, okay? If we can see the planes will indicate to us what direction we're going. Since we can't see the planes here or here, we have more of a, you see what I'm saying? We don't see no planes from under or this side. It gives us our sense of the direction that is tilted this way. It is tilting this way. You know what I'm saying? It's not tilting this way. Nope, not even close. So it gives you that sense of depth, that sense of understanding of said thing. So once we did that, I can actually make a head out of this in a sense of the direction. Now, I would always, if you wanted to keep this 100% accurate in the sense of the angle, I would use a horizon line and use the square to figure that out. All right. Now, there's something, oh, there's a question I have. I'm going to read that in a second. Okay, good. From Instagram, no questions yet. Oh, why is there no questions? Oh, they probably erased it. Okay. Okay, you saved it. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I have never attempted this actually, to be honest. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna give it a try. So I'm going to make a literal line like here. Let me just say actually no. There's something I forgot to mention. Let's take away the circle. Let's get our line tool, and then what we're going to do, we're going to line through this, and then what's going to happen is the horizon line can give us a sense of up and down. So, for instance, when you're at the bottom here, so you're at the bottom, and remember, the reason why I can make this look flat, this circle, to make it look flat, is because I didn't draw the circle like this. I drew the circle like an oval. And because I drew the circle like an oval, because it's slanted, it feels more in depth with the line that's here, okay? So if you want something to be more like on the floor, you have to draw it more slant-like, okay? See how that works? You just don't draw a circle, you draw a oval in the most slantish way, okay? And the best way to do this is to draw it as slant-like as possible. Like hold your stylus, your pencil, whatever, at the end like this. You know, whatever makes you feel comfortable, okay? Okay? And then you draw it like this to keep it slanted in that sense. Because if I were to draw it, it just looked like a circle, kind of just like sitting in mid-space with this line in the back that doesn't really, you know, correlate to it, and all that stuff. So you need to keep that in mind, alright? Now, there's something I didn't mention before, and it is something with squares, okay? I have a square. Let's just say we didn't have a vanishing point at all, but, or we did, or let's just say we did or we didn't. But right now, if I were to move this square indicates to me that we're up in the air, because the higher, the more we're over the we're over the line, means we're at height. We're at high height, okay? We're above the horizon line. If we're at the bottom of the horizon line, gives us a sense of being at the bottom. You see what I'm saying? And then if we're in the middle of the horizon line, we don't see any of the planes that are there. See how we have bottom plane and we have top plane? You know what I'm saying? So if you're at the bottom, you're looking at the top. If you're at the top, you're looking at the bottom. Okay? Easy. If you're dead center, you're not seeing any of them. Okay? And that gives you a sense of because remember, the horizon is where our eye line is. So anything under that, we're under the line here. Okay? So I can keep going with this. Okay? Like I can keep slanting this and higher and higher. Okay? Higher and higher. And then I can get lower and lower here. I made it smaller, but yet I made the top of the square. Now it looks like based on what it's going up in a curved motion, because remember, the planes that we're seeing here are not being visible. Like, oh, these are being visible, I'm saying. These are visible planes, because the further we keep going from said line, based on the positioning of either bottom or top, will indicate where we're going. So if we want to see it from up top, we're looking from a bottom. If we're looking from bottom, we're looking from down. Okay? So we always have to keep that in mind. What are you drawing? I'm giving a lesson on perspective, and then we're going to get into the drawing process. I'm going to do some, I'm going to make some dummies, some anime dummies, so you guys have a sense of direction. We're going to just use heads. I think that'll be, I'll use some bodies, because I know you guys really like when I draw bodies. And all that great stuff. Oh, that's great. Yes, so because I know that's something a lot of students have trouble with, whether you're in art school or whether you're just someone who's trying to self-motivate yourself to draw something. This is something that you should learn. Always understand these things. Like you can write. If I were to take away the line right now, we still have that sense of depth because of like what's up and what's down, not because we remember where the line is, but it's because the planes indicate where we're going. Always remember that planes make all the difference. Okay? The planes makes all the difference. If you can understand your planes, you can pretty much get away with a lot of stuff. Okay? Like I said before, if you were to work a circle and you made a plane here, and remember, the word plane really means a sense of a platform. Is a platform. It is where you would place your feet, or at least place your hands on. A surface. It's a form of surface. Okay, it is a surface, a flat surface that you can either lean on, stand on, climb on, or something. It is not a plane, which, well, circles have planes. I'm not going to say they don't, but they have a very, it's really hard to climb on a circle when there's nothing to grab. So we usually refer to planes as the stuff that is usually something you can grab, something you can climb on, something you can see a sense of sharpness, a hard edge, or something, you know. But like circles do have planes. But this is something that will probably be discussed in like 3D classes or 3D modeling, or a case may be, because they do have something called polygons, which is really important if you're going to be a gamer, or if you're a game dev, you might know what I'm talking about. If you're in game design, you might know what I'm referring to when I say polygons, because even when, like, for instance, if you watch something like Pixar, right, and we see in the Pixar, like the Pixar ball with the star in it, you know, the iconic ball that you see in most Pixar movies, that has polygons. They have planes on them for them to manipulate said ball. But this is something that is more for this type of talk is only more for two things: 3D modeling and color theory. because color theory. The reason why is because you're going to understand something with shape. Not shape. It's shadows. My dad. Shadow. Damn it! Can't spell today. Shadows and understanding planes. You guys might be very some of you may be familiar with the head, the polygon head for like art class. I forgot what it's called. I think they still refer to it as the luminous head. And let me see if I can find it. Shading head. I think it looks more like this. Prokopinko has mentioned it many times before. It looks like that. Those of you who don't know, it looks like that. And what this does, because remember, even though we have smooth surfaces on our face is pretty smooth, ultimately it does have planes. And there's several of them, several planes. And they tend to have a pattern, but if you're not new to this, if you're new to this, then this might look overwhelming. If you're a art major, if you're a 3D modeler, game design, or case may be, if you're in 3D game modeling, if you understand Maya, ZBrush, Blender stuff, you'll be familiar with this type of planes type thing if you learn this. I'm back, Artec. Hey Ben, what's going on, bro? I'm planning on working at Pixar someday. That's good. This is good. This is good. I think if you want to work at Pixar, you want to work at DreamWorks, if you want to work at, say, like, I will not say Blizzard right now because they're still in hot water. I guess they're still kind of in trouble with that issue that's going on with them. If you want to work at, what do you call it, Nintendo, or what case may be, I don't know if they take people from Nintendo. I think they usually take people who are literally from Japanese or so, but if unless you can speak Japanese, then you're pretty much good. You don't have to be Japanese to go work at Nintendo or Sony, especially at Santa Monica Studios. Yay, more breakdowns. Yes. I'm learning more here than at school. Yes. I'm trying my best here. But this is something you will be familiarizing yourself with. So once you have a good understanding of this type of... Can I make this bigger? Oh, cool. I've never seen that before. That's kind of cool. I've never seen that. It's Google Lens. That's probably new. Okay. Okay, so like what this does, it gives you a sense of shading and depth, because even though our skins are very soft and smooth, in game design, you will look at this closely and see the polygons. Remember, this is all it's nice and smooth, but really these are just planes, and it makes it easier to map out where the lighting will be. You'll understand where reflectant light is. What do you call it? Reflectant light, lighting, highlights. The whole nine. You're going to learn all that in color theory if you're going to be in game design, most likely, or 3D modeling, or where the case may be. So you should keep that in mind, okay? So with that said, we're gonna go back. So remember, everything has a plane, but since we're doing this in the most rudimentary way, we're keeping it very simple. I say to know the angle of something, understand its planes. Like I said, make a square around your circle. I know it's not a perfect one, I keep doing it, but it gives you a sense of depth and direction. So because we can see plane 1, we can see plane 2, and then I kind of draw it the way I draw it, we'll kind of see plane 3. We can see the tilt, because the reason why we see a tilt is because we see this plane that is sharply here. That gives us an indication that this is not only leaning, but we have an indication that this whole head, or this angle, is going from a down perspective, because not only that we can see the top here, this is more narrow. The more narrow the drawing is, the more it gives a direction. So like if I were to make this big right now, and I made this very narrow, like I made this very narrow, no, let me do this way. If I were to make this really big and long, right, and I made this extremely narrow like this, it gives us the sense that not only on the top, I keep saying that gives us the sense, I keep saying that, not only see the top, but it feels like we're on a high platform, because the narrowness of this, and then the more depth, because I can make this look like a giant building. like for instance, in 1 point perspective, this is how you can make buildings. You make a literal point right here, and then you make a, no, I'm doing it wrong. If you make a square right now, and you make a point right here, and you pull down that point here, you got one building. You make another one. This building. This. And then I'll make another square. Everything is going down to that point of reference, okay? So it feels like all the buildings are going down there when really they're not truly. I'm giving the illusion that they're going down in 1 point, but if you stop and think about it, they're actually spaced off. It's just that they're going to one center line and point, okay? The camera is facing... Oops, sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll do it again just for you guys. I'm sorry about that. I'll do it again. So I'll make a square, right? I'll make another square, and another square, and another square, and probably another one, and make 1 point here. Curve here, 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 and here, here, and here. Oops. This, and then like this, and like this, and then like that. You see? Okay, let me see. I can't see. Oh, you guys couldn't see either. See. I hate this because they keep constantly moving on the side. I'm so sorry about that, guys. Wait, learn figure drawing. I want to learn figure drawing, but I'm bad at it. Don't worry. We'll get into that. Don't worry. My trouble with it is the torso and perspective. So, what the torso... Wait. What are they in hot water for? They got in trouble with some scandal. Well, not technically a scandal. Well, I guess you can call it a scandal. Where a bunch of Blizzard employees got together for a party, I guess. They had some type of party. And they called it... the Cosby Suite, given the allegations that have been led towards Bill Cosby. And they thought it was like a joke. And because they said something like that, it caused a lot of hot water. And it got a lot of people in trouble. And they had a picture, not only that they called it the Cosby Suite, but they also had a picture of like Bill Cosby. And they took a picture together with Bill Cosby in the middle to make a very dark joke. I get the dark joke, I get it. But it's not something you want to be associated with at work. So that's where they kind of screwed up. I get dark jokes. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan of dark jokes, but like the case that there's a timing in place for things, okay? I'm always open to the idea of dark jokes. It doesn't really matter what it is, whether it's about something really bad or something really good. I mean, really, really, really evil. It's just that the timing was not right, especially on what was going on with them. So, yeah. And it caused a lot of problems for Blizzard. And I still think they're under the lawsuit today, or some crap going on with them. So, I just want to keep that really general. You guys can check it up on yourself, on your own. I don't want to get into that subject because that's not important right now. That was like a few months ago, I think, but you guys can look it up yourself. How do you draw the male body? Now, okay, before we get into the whole anatomy part, I wanted to teach you guys the shapes because this is something you guys should really, because most of you may say, how do you draw the body? But if you understand the perspective, the body will become easier to draw, okay? So, for instance, I'm going to draw the head like this. Keep on perspective like this because it's the plane that we see, okay? And then I'm going to make a head. The head will go along with said square. It's got to break through, but I'm just trying to keep it like that, okay? And because we saw the side of it, we're going to be seeing a little bit of the circle. Oh, let me get more closer than that so you guys can see it easily. Move this out of the way. Go in the middle. There we go. Architecture's DuckTales Arcel is great. Architecture DuckTales Arcel is great. What is that supposed to mean? Alright, so let me put it like that. Like this. And I'm gonna give it an eye. keep it my you guys like if I make my dummies, so I'm gonna make my dummies. Give it like eyes. I try to keep the eyes pretty centered and pretty like big. But remember, the eyes have to go alongside with the circle. So if you want to make this more easier, I'll just probably use the lines here. Make it easier that way. Okay. Not perfect, but you guys get the memo here. You guys what I'm trying to do here, okay? And now, since we're coming from this angle, everything from this point will actually distort. Well, not distort, but they're going to be pretty obscure. And this is where things get hard because the center direction that's going down here, we need to make everything kind of slant. And to make that, wow, I really messed up those eyes. Okay, let me just do this instead. Oh god, no. Okay, there we go. Can't draw eyes for the death of me today. Jesus. Okay, so let me say like the character's arms are here. Okay, the arms are here. I'll say it more like here. Okay, here. And then what we're gonna do, because we want that sense of, we don't want to draw everything, and that's where I think a lot of students tend to mess up. They try to get as much body in the drawing as possible, which that's where it kind of like messes up. The point of the perspective that we're looking from is that because the head is here, it's going to be the biggest thing compared to everything else. Everything else actually gets smaller the more further I go. It doesn't stay the same size. As you can see, like, I'm gonna try to, and it's gonna look really distorted because we're not using any form of like lines or anything right now. Not cool, not problem. Yeah, it's not cool, but you know, it is what it is. I still think they're still in kind of hot water with the lawsuit that's going on with them. So, I don't know. You guys can make your own decision on that, depending on how you feel, but I don't think anyone's happy with it. And because of that issue, it's kind of put a lot of things at halt, like Overwatch 2. It has affected Overwatch 2 greatly, and stuff like that. How much money do they make? Architecture Pixar, how much? I'm not really sure. I'm pretty sure they make a good set. I think if you work at Disney, I'm pretty sure you got a contract. The contract will pay you pretty much handsomely. I don't think it's like a $20 an hour type thing. I think it's like hundreds of dollars. I'm pretty sure. I remember I was listening to like one artist who used to work at EA, and he said when he finally got to work at EA, show his portfolio, and they made their decision of taking him, they asked him, how much do you want? They didn't even set a salary. They asked him how much, and he just threw out a number just to screw with them, just to see how funny it can get, because he thought it was funny when they said how much do you want, and he literally said just a random number, pretty high ass number. He said I think he said 4,000 a month or some crap like that, or some high ass number he gave, and they said okay, we'll do it. And he was like kind of blown away by their response, and they was dead serious on what he wanted. And it was not at Pixar, it was like I think at EA or so. And I think some of you may know what I'm talking about. He actually talked about it on YouTube. And it was funny. It was pretty funny, you know. So I think once you work at those type of places, they pay you pretty high. Can you please draw me Magica D-Spell from DuckTales? I have no idea who that is. I have not watched the most recent DuckTales. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have not watched the recent DuckTales. I'm just gonna be quite honest with you. The more new, I don't like. Isn't that the witch lady? The witch Dark Lady? Or that's Darkwing Duck I'm thinking. I think that's Darkwing Duck I'm thinking. I haven't watched that at all. I'm so sorry. I'm just gonna be quite straight with you on that. But like, let me see. So like, I have the leg, right? And I put a hand here. Now, I'm gonna put a hand here, and what's gonna happen is that the hand is going to be bigger than what we're looking at, because what's happening is that because the hand is big, it's because it is giving us a sense of, let me say, like a sense of depth, because the further something is, the smaller it gets. Okay, it's not the perfect anatomy here, but it's the point of foreshortening is to give you a sense of scale and depth in itself. Now, if you use some shading, this could even look even more better, but since we're just literally sketching through this, for the hell of it, that it gives you a sense, based on how I'm putting it, the arm will be seen here a little bit, but not everything will be seen. Actually, I don't even think all of this will be seen. I don't even think any of this will be seen right now. Most of this will be kind of like curved and distorted in its own way, you know. So just to give you guys a sense of direction in that, or whatever. Okay. Someday over at Apex, I will cameo you in my movie. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, so I think in that sense we have a good understanding of what I'm trying to say. We learned what its VP is, which is these are. Well, I'm gonna just recap. We know what a VP. Oh, snap. Hey, Mathis Temple and Maya. Okay, hello guys. Start at the center, then follow the lines that curve. Exactly. Sorry about that, guys. I'm gonna keep you guys on the side. Those of you who are here, I'm just letting you know these are people from YouTube. I'm streaming to YouTube, Twitch, Trovo, Instagram, and TikTok. So whatever platform you're on, you can jump to there and you can still watch it live the same. The only difference between the two is that on the phones you'll see my hands, and on the ones on the computer through your phone, you won't be seeing my hands, but you'll be hearing me and doing the drawing still. So if you don't like seeing my big old hands on the screen, you can literally just, you know, go to the other platforms and, you know, learn that way and have the clear vision of what you want to see. So I'm going to put you guys over here so I don't miss you, because every time I keep putting you guys down there, I forget that you guys are there. It's really easy outside of mine. Wait, go back. I missed it. What did you miss? Alright, so I'm just going to recap. We did the VP, which is the vanishing point. Vanishing point. We learned what the horizon line. Horizon line. It's literally the line that sits at the center of the horizon. Literally. What else we learned? Parallel lines. PAR. ELLE, I think, or if I said, I think that's parallel. I think I spelled that wrong. Still spelled that wrong, I think. It's lines that do not meet. You'll learn this in math class. Most likely, if you're doing angle shapes, you know, geometry and all that great stuff. You'll learn that most likely, whether it's in arts class or so, parallel lines, or so, you know. Erica, I love your art. Thank you, Ben. I do appreciate it, bro. Thank you. Aw. So we got parallel lines. We have congruent lines. These are lines that meet. So like, how does this work? If you have parallel lines, this only works when you have a shape and it's going down the point of vanishing of the horizon line. And what happens is the lines that goes towards that thing will collide and meet to the center, because the further something is, the more likely something seems close, especially when it has to deal with lines. So that's literally what that is. So like, if I were to draw like a literal, real quick, if I were to really quickly draw a line, put a line vanishing point right here, I put a square, right here, and I put a line here, a dot here, and I put a line here. I'll be like 1, 2, because remember, I have to make it go to that point so we know what direction we're going. And then pull like this, and then they meet. So that make them congruent. Thank you for sharing the live. I do appreciate it, guys. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. The music stopped. Let me fix that. I just realized the music just stopped. Let me fix that. Yes, I'm still watching. Damn. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much what that is. We learned horizon line, parallel lines, congruent lines. We learned what is 1 point perspective. 1 point perspective. 1 point perspective is pretty much the perspective is going in 1 point. That's literally what that is. So to see what that looks like, it looks like this. If I were to 1 point, 1 point perspective, it's literally like this, but it's going from one direction, and we have light lamps or street lamps or whatever the case may be, and going one direction, or even a train. It could be a train, it doesn't really matter. It's going one into the distance like that. That's it. That's literally what one is. 2 point perspective is pretty much 2 point perspective. Okay, 2 point perspective is pretty much we're looking at 2 points going in 2 different directions of the horizon line. So like if I were to make a horizon line right now, and I had 2 points, VP, and I put a line in the middle, and I wanted the line to be here and here, make a line here, make sure like the other line, start from here, make the other line here, cut off the ends here, and then we have ourselves a square going 2 points because we're seeing 2 planes. Okay, now there's one trick I would like to teach you guys that is really easy if you're having hard time making squares or a case may be. The most good this is a good method, so I'm going to show you this real quick before I come right back to this. Let's just say you have a square. You want to make a square. I'm going to use a one. Oh, let me see. On. Should have told him to get batteries. One. Oh, let me make sure that I make it into a. And I want you guys to see this so you guys don't miss this. This is very important. Keep your eyes on this. All right, so I'm going to make 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm going to erase the sides right now. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Perfect square, right? Now, if I were to ask you where's the center of this square, where would you be? If you were to think probably here, you probably might think it's here, or maybe here, or here, or here, right? So the best way to find the center of the circle, the square, is to actually just take your line tool or your pen, you can use a pen, put a line here, and put a line here. This will indicate this is the middle. This is dead center middle. This is the equalness of this. That is the dead center. That will indicate to you how to always let you know that you're in the right angle. So like if I were to like now draw this terrible square, right? And I wanted to know the middle of this square. I could literally take this line here, because no matter how terrible the point is, this is literally the dead center of this. That is the center of this terrible square. That's how you know. That's how you always know. Now you must be wondering, what does that matter? Now let's just say I want to make a building on the side, right? So what will happen is I'm gonna use a different color so you guys can see it. I'll take a different color from the vanishing point. Make a line here, and make a line here, right? Why am I making this line? You'll see. Now I'm gonna make a line here. I'm gonna make a line here. Oop, let me do this alright. Make a line here, make a line here, and then based on what I just did, I'm going to make a line straight down here. Now from this point on, I can make a line here. Oh, I did it wrong. I keep doing it wrong because I'm using a very big brush, so I don't want to do it wrong. Okay, so here and then here. Okay, now here. Now I'm gonna do here and then up. That's how it really works, or something like that. It's like that, and then up, and then up. What this does lets me know from that point everything is equal. Okay? It'll help you keep things equal from a distance. I think I did it kind of off, but he looks, hey, it looks cool what you're doing. Yeah, I'm teaching you guys how to do perspective. So what this ultimately does, it keeps things equal in even the distance. So they'll be the same. They're supposed to be even if they're distorting into the distance, they're actually the same height. That's the point of doing this. I think I did it kind of off, but it follows the method. I'm jumping from both. Okay, vanishing point. Okay, you jump. Okay. All right. Yeah, so that's pretty much what that is. Now the last one is third perspective. Third perspective. So it's the idea of seeing everything from a three-point perspective. This is something where a lot of students should learn to once they've mastered 1 and 2. So how this works is that we take the line here. I think, if I remember right, how this works. Like this. Wait, we have to see bottom and top. Let me just use a reference real quick so I know I'm not doing it wrong. Because sometimes I get my 2-point perspectives mixed up with my third, because they can look really similar depending on who you're asking. So 3-point. I want to make sure I do this right. 3-point. Oop. Oh, there. 3-point perspective. Okay. Okay, 3-point perspective. Okay, now it's the idea of us seeing everything from a 1, 2, 3 points like this, like 1, 2, 3, like a literal triangle. So, like, let's say I made a square here, right? And I made one here, made one here, made one here, made one here. But the difference now, instead of doing just 1-point perspective, we're going to bring the line up here, and we're going to make the line down here. All right, so there's 3 points. There's 1, 2, 3, and they're not in any particular order, so you can put 1 here, 2 here. It doesn't matter what number you put it. That's literally what 3-point perspective is. It's literally finding the 3 points that makes up a square. Okay, because it's making us see the bottom and top from left, right, and bottom, and you can do the same way. In a different angle. It doesn't have to be this particular angle, but you have to be aware of what you're doing, because sometimes you can distort it, and it's going to be a little bit difficult to understand because it can really mess with your mind if you're not paying attention, you know. So let's put it this way, like if I were to put a line here, a line here, and a line here, I put a line here like this. Hopefully I can do this right, like this, and then, oops, okay, wait, I think I'm doing it wrong. I want to do this right, I don't want to do it wrong. Okay, so like, 1, and then 2. No, that's wrong. I'm doing it wrong. I'm gonna get this right. I'm gonna get this right, peoples. Even I make mistakes. Alright, so I want to do it in a different angle instead of just the typical way of doing it, okay? So if I were to put a line here, and I put a line here and here, and I put a line here and yes, here. Actually, no, you have to do the sides first. And then you got 1, 2, I mean, don't want to see that part. So yeah, it's kind of like that. It's kind of weird. It's a weird thing. You can do more than that in most cases, I think. I don't think it just sticks on that, but we always go with the typical thing. Oh, this is one. Okay, so we see him from the top like I did it before with the ball. That was 3-point perspective of the ball. So if I made a circle right now, and I made a line here, here, here. Oops, I made 2 weird. I made a line here, and then 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 here. Oops, and here, and then here. This is what you will refer to as 3-point perspectives because we're seeing 3 planes. 1, 2, and then 3. How long did it take you to learn perspectives? I'm still learning as we speak. I'm just teaching what I know so far, but like I can't, like, it's about I'll say a year. It wouldn't take me a year if I was actually focusing on it a lot, if I was doing anime artwork, but like it shouldn't take you that long. It should at least take you about probably 2 to 3 months. It only took me a year because I kept on slacking off from doing X, Y, and Z, but no, it's not as hard as you probably think. It's just annoying to deal with, and that's where the problem lays. Because remember, it's all about the planes. The planes are what brings everything to life, because what you're seeing is 1, 2, and 3. Okay, 2 point, remember, we're only seeing 2 planes. Okay, and then 1 point, we're seeing pretty much just 1 plane. Oh, that's not the right way. 1 plane, or probably 2, depending on you. One plane going one direction. So even if you see 1, 2, it's going one direction, right? 2 planes going 2 different directions, and then 3 planes, 1, 2, 3. No, that's a really distorted and terrible square. 3. Okay, 3 planes. Alright, so I think I really hit the hammer enough with this, with first, second, and then third. Now we can actually do some real drawing. I know that's something you guys was really looking forward to, so take your time. Thank you. So, for instance, if I were to draw a head, like this, hairline, okay, let's say mouth, like this, alright, and then, you guys asked, what was the question someone asked? Someone asked me how you draw X, Y, and Z. Someone asked me a question. I wasn't even sure what was the question. It was something about, you guys can ask me your questions now. I think we already hit today's lesson. I think we hit today's lesson. We did our first, our second, and then our third perspectives. Easy as pie. So you guys can pretty much ask me whatever questions you want, gesture-wise, or case may be. I think we hit pretty much today's lesson today. I think I don't think there's not more I can teach you right at this point right now till I learn the other perspectives, which is going to be a lot more difficult. Actually, I think next Tuesday I'll teach you how to use grid lines, because that is a doozy. It's still annoying to deal with, like grid lines and making the lines and stuff. Like usually when you have a grid line, you have to use a horizon line, and then you go by 1, 2. You go to a horizon line, and you put a vanishing point here, and you go 1, 2, 3, and then you have a vanishing point here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you have a form of center. And then you use that to find where the grids are going. So that's something I will have to probably teach you guys next Tuesday. I don't think it makes sense to teach you guys that now, because I already hit you with enough information as it is. If there's any questions, remember, you can always learn most of the perspectives if you learn your cylinders, which I taught you guys with with Zoe hung in the clothing. You learn your ellipses, which are circles, so you have a sense of direction, and then your cubes, most cases, with your planes. Okay, remember, everything has a plane. Everything has a plane. Everything has a plane. Everything has a plane. So this is usually referred to anything with shading. Remember that, because if you're not putting shading towards it, it's going to look flat. And if you understand that, because if you look at everything like a polygon, it'll be much more easier to color it in that sense. Trust me. If you're doing grayscale, if you're using hues, or case may be, I would always recommend for students to learn with learn with grayscale and planes. Grayscale and planes. If you want to learn color theory, learn these 2 things first. Understand the surface of what you're drawing and look at it as a plane. So like if you have, like, say, a face, Like if this was a nose, right? And let's just say this is a nose. You got eye, right? And this is an eye. I know it looks the same. I'm just doing this real quick. And you have a mouth and stuff. Instead of looking at it as a soft thing, look at it as a plane. Look at it as a plane. If you look at it as a plane, whether the light's coming here, you know that most of this plane here will be pretty much lightened, and this will be pretty much dark. Same thing with the nose. You have to look at it that way. If you look at 3D modeling, it might help you more likely to color more accurately and more consciously in that sense. So I just want everyone to know about that. Okay. Let me see here. Are you self-taught? The word self-taught to me, I'm gonna say yes, but I know we use that self-taught term wrong. I don't think we use it right. We are I think that the right term we should use for, and I know this is gonna be like I know this is more of a global thing that people say because it's a feel-good word, but we're not self-taught. We are self-motivated. We're self-motivatedly taught. So what does that mean? That means like, okay, because what's the difference being self-taught and what's the difference of right now me going to look at Prokopенko or Ross Draws and learning how to draw from him compared to going to a brick and mortar school and paying thousands of dollars? Actually, the only difference is that I'm paying. That's the literal difference between the two. But when you stop and think about it, I'm still having some teacher or some form of teacher telling me X, Y, and Z. The difference between, we are self-motivated in the sense of I want to learn something. I want to learn something specific. I want to learn, and I don't want to pay. I don't want to pay any money. So what I will do is I'll do everything in my power to go research as freely as possible without costing me anything. So what this does, it motivates yourself because the motivation is wanting to learn. It's loading, sorry. It's wanting to learn without trying to pay to go research on your own. So you use things like YouTube, mainly YouTube, TikTok, and I guess Twitch, to learn whatever you want to learn. Let's just say art, because this is what we're using. And because we're doing this, we put this under this moniker of self-taught. You're not self-taught. What you did, you self-motivated yourself to get to learn. Because self-taught means you learned without any help whatsoever, meaning you didn't go to no brick and mortar school or you didn't go to a digital learning school. You literally hit two rocks together and made fire by yourself without anyone instructing you. So we use this term wrong. I think we're self-motivated, and that leads us to learn, to research, use whatever platform at our expense without really using any real money, and therefore we are self-motivatedly taught. We self-motivated ourselves to get to where we want to be. It's like doing a push-up. You know what I'm saying? Everyone thinks that they can do a push-up, which they can, but they might be doing it wrong because someone who is more experienced than you might tell you you should put your hands in this position, in that position, and X, Y, and Z, instead of you just kind of figuring it out on your own, okay? So that's what I considered more of what self-taught is. Self-taught is not self-taught. It's self-motivatedly taught yourself. I've learned a little bit of Japanese. I've been teaching myself Japanese. I understand Japanese words, but it's not, I don't consider it self-taught. I understand what A means, like ah. I understand what O means. It's like O, E, it's like this, like that. I know what E means. You know, it's not as hard, or ta, ta is like ta. You know what I'm saying? I can't really spell out. I can't really draw out the characters, but I know what those words are. Well, not what they are, but I can read them. I may not know what they actually mean together because I'm still learning how to put the words together, but I can read the characters most cases, especially between hiragana and katakana. Most of my hiragana, I have a good 80% understanding of hiragana, and I'm going to master that, and then when I do, I'm going to learn a lot more katakana, because katakana is used to focus on foreign words that are not distinct in the hiragana, like the alphabet. I think J, I think G and D, those are like, and I think W and V, because I think a V is referred to as a B, R is referred to as a D, and I don't know about W. I don't know about that one, or a Q, or I know a P. Depending if you put a dash, I forgot what it's called, the accent on the side of it, or a P, I mean, a circle on the side of it indicates to me if it's a P or not. I think it's a P. Yeah. So if I say pa, po, and stuff like that. So before I get into that, that's not the focus, but I'm just saying as an example, to teach yourself is wrong how we use the term, but then again, we are self-motivated. I know I went to a whole tangent on that, not needed, but you know, hey, I am from Indonesia. Hey, hello. Okay, let me see. Host, are you self-taught? Clip Studio Paint on his computer. Yes, it's Clip Studio Paint. Studio Paint Pro. There are two versions. There's this CSPEX. There are two versions. The one I have is this one, and this one is the more expensive one. But this one focuses more on between, I think, animation and comics. This one refers to more illustration and comics, I think. But the animation one goes 60 frames, as the other one goes 29? No, 30 frames, I think. I think 30 frames, if I remember right. Yes, he is self-taught. He's even taught me. Listen, y'all, you don't need to go to art school to learn how to draw. Save your money. Save your money. Save your money. Do not go to art school if you don't have to. You can learn that on Skillshare. You can learn that on YouTube. You can learn that on any video-based platform. I'm telling you, save your money. And in most cases, if you want to get into like Blizzard, I don't want to use that term, Blizzard, or you want to get into Pixar or anything like that, you don't have to go to art school. You don't even have to go to any, you don't have to get a degree. I see. Too late. I'm going to Full Sail. Well, if you can afford it, this is what I'm saying. If you can afford it, and or you have a scholarship or something, and your parents are willing to pay for it, go for it. But if you don't have the money, but you really want to go, but then again you can't pay for it, go down the route of the self-motivated taught way. It will still be beneficial to you, because even if you don't waste some money, because I remember I talked to one art student on one art major. He said he wasted $5,000, I think, dollars in. Oh, not 75. I think it was 7,000. I think it was 75,000 or 70,000. I think it was 7,000. I don't remember. I think it was $75,000 dollars in art school, and everything he learned could have been taught on YouTube. He regrets it, but then again, he said he doesn't regret it at the same time. He regrets the money was wasted, but he doesn't regret going, because it still helped him. So like, help is help. So whether it's in a brick and mortar school, online thing, or you literally hit two rocks together, help is help. It's just that, what is the cost that is the help for, okay? And what are you trying to do? You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to get into animation industry, if you're trying to get into video games, you're trying to get into like movies, or you're trying to get into, I don't know, illustration, or a case may be, do what you need to if you can. But if you don't have the money, do not kill yourself trying to do X, Y, and Z. You can get away with it just fine. There's a lot of people who are in the animation or video game industry for 10 plus years and didn't have one degree. And they're like art directors, and they're major head top CEOs of their company. Ask anyone. I'm telling you, you don't need it. It's not required. It's just they look at your portfolio. And the thing is, your portfolio can be your Instagram, your Instagram. It could be your art station, your DeviantArt. I think they look at that. DeviantArt. It could be your Twitter, I guess. I think. I don't know if they actually look at Twitter like that. It could be your Facebook. It could be anything digitally if they can just access it and see it. But if you really want to get that type of career, do not post, and I'm telling you now, do not post NSFW stuff. Most companies will turn you down. I know and I understand it. I get it. Because most of you may have a good understanding, or maybe you know someone who's in the industry who did NSFW. But they wouldn't show. That's not the first thing you want to show your potential employers. Do not show them that. Show them things that you can draw without showing them that. Do not show them that. Do not do it. Will it be posted on YouTube? This video? Yes, this is on YouTube right now. Yes, it will be on YouTube right now. It's on YouTube, so you can go to YouTube and look at this and refer back to this. Software, Clip Studio Paint Pro. I'm planning to go to Minka, maybe. Santa Monica, you mean? Do you watch anime? Yes. Here, what's DeviantArt? Oh god. Aaron's here. Okay, what tablet is that? It is a basically self-taught and self-motivated. Okay, so what is thought in? I've never thought in that way. Yeah, that because we use that term wrong, and I understand because self-taught sounds more better than self-motivatedly taught. It's longer to say and it sounds more like complex, but it's not as complex as it literally is. The sentence is in the meaning itself, but it is what it is. What kind of anime? I watch everything from One Piece. I have not kept up with the newest episodes of One Piece, Death Note. Oh, small spell now. Naruto, DBZ, DBS, Dragon Ball Z, GT, all of them. Naruto was on Fate Stay Night. Fire Force, Soul Eater. What else? I'm literally on a blank. My Hero Academia, Black Clover, Seven Deadly Sins. I'll put a 7. Seven Deadly Sins. What else? I don't even like mentioning the ones that everyone knows. I like Studio Trigger stuff. I like watching Gurren Lagann. Kill La Kill. Was on Darling in the Franxx. Franxx. I'm using a very high setting on the stabilization. That's why it's all kind of scribbly. I can keep going. Eureka 7. I don't think everyone remembers that one. 7. Fooly Cooly. That's not a Studio Trigger movie, but I still like it. Fooly Cooly. FLCL. I think FLCL. I haven't seen Overlord actually. I've only seen episode 1 through 2, but I didn't get to see the whole season because I don't know. The girlfriend at the time did not want to watch it because she found it boring. I don't know. She found it boring. We didn't have to even watch it, so I was like, I'm choosing not to. But this character in what? I'm choosing not to. But this character in the armor right now. I'm not really sure what that means. Live. My friend said you need some art portfolio to get a scholarship for animation school. You need a art. Oh, I don't know about that part, but you do need, because when your employer looks at your stuff, they need to look at some type of form of evidence that you drew something. In most cases, I would go to ArtStation first. Go to ArtStation first. That's where they really take shit professionally seriously there. And one thing I've learned is they say put your best stuff there. Don't put like a bunch of WIPs and shit. Don't put that. It's not Instagram. Don't do that. Put a bunch of your finished work and your best work there, so when someone sees it, like a potential employer, they will message you. They don't want to see no WIP stuff. No, they want to see finished work. That's what they want to see. I'm choosing not to put this character in. Oh, let's see. My dream of becoming an NSFW artist is shattered. Well, it's not like they're not. I don't know anyone out here just asking anyone to draw NSFW. Maybe more like on the Japanese side of things. That's more expected from like probably hentai or ecchi or a case may be. But if you're not talking about that, or for promotional art, because you know they like to keep things on the ecchi side of things. Most cases, if you're trying to get into the anime industry, depending on what you're trying to do, they might look at you in that sense. But if we're talking about here in America for gaming and stuff, they avoid that shit because you know people are very sensitive to that crap. So no, like look at nearly, I think, was it Kagura, that ninja anime with those ninja girls, and they're like kind of like always kind of like half naked most of the time. You guys know what I'm like talking about. And they have that one game where they shoot each other with like water guns and stuff. They cover a lot in that compared to, like, it may seem like really like raunchy for the American version, but in Japanese is much more revealing on that compared to the American version. So like that's what they try to keep that way. Do you draw those clothes for animation or games? Do you draw those clothes for animation and games, Naruto? Wait, I'm confused. Alright, are you talking about my recent posts? Because I need to focus on pose plus I'm lazy. Okay, I'm choosing not to put the character. Oh, okay. So like poses, for instance. Like I always say to look at reference if you're having a hard time when you're trying to do a pose. Most cases. Because if you're not looking at reference, you're going to have a hard time. You can't draw something you never know how to draw. So I would say practice drawing the pose as much as possible, but try to understand the pose. If you understand the pose, then you can actually draw things a lot more easier on that sense if you try, you know. Oops. So like for instance, if I were to draw a dude arm. Okay, como gracias por favor bien en you. Okay, good and be in you. Gracias, thank you. Okay. 17. Did you watch any fairy tale? I did watch a little bit of fairy tale. I did get on Haku Live and Haku. I can't say it. Haikyuu. There we go. I did watch Haikyuu. There's that one anime I want to watch, that soccer one. I think it's called Blue Lock, if I remember right. That's literally what it's called, Blue Lock. It's like, it's nothing like Haikyuu. A lot of people is trying to make their comparisons to it. It's a lot more rude in its nonsense, because it's not about working. Well, it is about working together, but it's not about working together as friends and as teammates. It's more like I'm for it for myself and no one else matters, and if someone gets in my way, they're going to get the fuck out of my way. This is not Haikyuu, which are cute boys type situation where they're all acting kind of adorable with each other and all that crap what girls love. No, this is something different. I want to see that. I want to see the root. Like, they don't really highlight the not the evils, but like the more overly competitive side of sports and sports anime or so. Hey, Jat, what's going on, man? Ideal bodies, movies, dance, etc. Yeah. It's weird because a lot of stuff is sexualized. Do you draw in the USA? Well, it depends on how you look at it, but if you look at Japan compared to America, it makes America look like they're not trying. What's up, man? Nothing much, just here teaching today. Alright, so I'm gonna do some poses and explain what you should look for when doing a pose, because I know you guys really look forward to those. So I'm gonna get some, let me go get a reference real quick. I need to get my phone so I don't have to keep jumping back and forth between the whatchamacallit. So I'll be right back, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna go get my other phone. I think it's on tape. Is it here? I think it's here. I'm not sure. I'm gonna go check. Hold on, I'll be right back, guys. Hold on, give me like 2 seconds. I'll make sure I have it. I don't know if it's here with me. Give me 2 seconds. It's here somewhere. I gotta find it. Oh, and the heat. Oh, the heat. Okay. All right, I'm back. Sorry. Didn't mean to take forever for that. Right back. I'm back. All right. Now I got some references here on my phone. I got some Pinterest, so hopefully it's gonna work. Oh, good. It's high in charge. I get mad a little bit if it was not charged. Pull this back a little bit so you guys can see better. Love background music. Thank you. I'll try to keep it quite zen. I don't think this video is gonna make any money at all because the music in the background, I'm pretty sure it's gonna say it's copyrighted in some form, which is annoying. I should have turned off the song as soon as I left, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. Hello, Camille. Okay, Bakugo, the anime. Oh man, nothing much. I'm just watching Naruto. Okay, nice. Naruto. So, what do you guys want to see? A female drawing, or a female type drawing, or a male type drawing? I feel like it's gonna be male for some odd reason. I feel like it's gonna be male, based on that question. Is like we can go with females or males, and you guys pick. I'll let you. Oh no, a unused cord. Unused cord. Okay, like that. Okay. 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 Now, okay. Female, please. Photo, no, do male. All I've been doing is ladies. Alright, I'll do between two, okay? I'll do male and female. Let me see. I'll find some males. Here's one. Now, I'm going to draw a muscular torso. So I'm going to draw a head real quick. I'm not even drawing the head, I'm drawing the torso only. So I'm going to make a head here.
Juicy boy.
Okay, yes. Chrissy's here, everybody. Alright, so put like this. And I'll make chest like this. I'm going to make 2 round circles here. Okay. And what I'm going to do...
Not Bubby's butt pics.
Okay, and then we're going to make a circle here. Alright, and then I'm going to make another giant circle here. Okay? This is why I say learn your circles, your squares, and your cylinders. This is very important. We're using a bunch of circles here, okay? So I'm going to make it like this.
Hello! Welcome from Brazil.
Welcome, welcome, welcome from Brazil. Okay. Hola. Okay, so we'll put...
Is that right?
What?
Hola, for Brazil.
Yes. Okay, like that.
Yes, I feed you cheese.
Cheese! Okay, and I'll make
Is
the
Chrissy
chest.
the one who fed you cheese?
Yes. She's the one who fed me cheese.
Why feed himself?
Now, we have to be sure when you're drawing the male body, especially if it's like really muscular, you have to be aware of the body and the way that is constructed. Okay? Like this, straight down. Like so.
Sorry, we can't read that. We don't really know Spanish.
Oh yes, you don't know. You don't know me, but I like you. You seem cool, Chrissy. Everyone likes Chrissy.
Everyone likes me for some reason.
Everyone likes
But when
Chrissy.
it comes to my own stuff, it's like,
Okay. Just to be clear, this is not FW. I'm just doing a body thing. Just drawing the body. Female is a lot harder to draw for me. You're so considerate by drawing both. Yes, yes. I know. I used to feel the same way with females. I really didn't like drawing females when I was much younger, but I forced myself to draw females, which I had the same obligation to draw females like I would draw hands. But you know, it is what it is.
I'm glad you like me, even though I don't know.
Okay, so I'm gonna make the arms like this. Okay. Actually, we don't even see this whole arm right here.
I'm not burning up in here.
I turned off the heat.
Oh shoot!
I turned it off.
I'm one for a hot room, but this is a little too much.
I had to turn it off. I had to take off my shirt. It was not cool. I was burning and explaining. You know how my throat got dry real quick with that? I should not put no nipples on him because that's gonna cause trouble.
Tis biffy.
Tis biff. Tis biff. Tis biff. You biff biff.
Turn down for what? No turn down, only turn up for them pigs.
You guys are something else. Alright, so we have the male. So what I just did here is that when drawing males, everything is more emphasized in the sense of
Somehow you are missing like
everything's all like big, not big, but everything's more like more square, more sharper in most cases compared to female. I used a bunch of circles. I could have used more squares, but I used a bunch of circles because I wanted you guys to have more of an organic look at looking at this more in more cases. I didn't put no nipples on them because that's gonna cause trouble, but like for some reason it doesn't get mad. Neither of them gets mad when you don't put nipples on it. I don't know why. So it is what it is. And since we're looking at it from a three-quarters angle, we gotta make sure that the muscles is popping on the side here, and the muscle over here, like this. Chop. So make them pop. Jiggle, jiggle, pop. Okay, so like this. Okay, and then make this ease. Alright, and then like this.
That's fine, we'll read it.
We'll read it.
Pop, drop, and lock it.
Okay.
Man, that's old.
Man bubs. Here's something else.
Man bubs.
Okay, so Alright, so that's how I did things. Remember, how I broke it down, I used a bunch of circles. It was not that hard, but if you have a good understanding of anatomy, I could have got away more with this in that sense. Let me see. So I'm gonna make the arms. I don't want the arms to look like that. It looks kind of ridiculous.
Try anyway with your English. You'll try to read it as best as possible.
So I'm going to turn down. This is a very emphasized way of looking at the male body. I don't think it's 100% correct in my opinion, but I'm gonna.
Right to me.
But I'm going to just so you know. So I'm gonna turn this down. I'm going to refine this more. And you're gonna get away a lot with this if you know how to use shading, most cases. Okay. So okay.
Via esta dijedola. I think I said that right. Wait.
I don't know what you said, to be honest. I'm just gonna be honest. I always know that the elbow is always higher than the hip, so the elbow will always be here. Okay? The arms will always be further under the about past the butt. So the hands will be here. Keep the other hand here to make sure that's raw. You could put a line through here so I know where the elbows are. Put the hand here. Okay. Like this.
My Hero Academia has a breakdown on how their bodies are kind of drawn. It's kind of work for me.
If you have a video, please send that to me. I would love to look at it. I love Hirokoshi's work. His cross hatching is insane.
DS has I think that's right. Is drawing in Portuguese.
Aww.
That long word is drawing.
That whole word?
That the whole thing. Would you say their bodies breakdown is similar? Have you seen it before? The body breakdown.
I've never seen it. I love to see it. I would love to see the video, if possible. And remember, males have love handles, people. They have love handles, so it doesn't just like they're very tiny. So you have to make sure that you have the love handles that are showing. You want it here, okay? That's what you want. You don't want that.
Thank you for the series. It's not a video, it's a picture.
Okay. Had any progress yet? Had any progress yet? What do you mean, Liv? Let me see. Because I just read your thing, so let me see. Everyone has them. Like, yes, everyone has them. Sis stole my phone for a sec.
No.
Wait, what?
They stole their phone for a second.
Okay. Everyone has them. The polished dumpling. The polished dumpling.
Ooh.
Okay. Oh, Polish. The Polish dumpling. I thought you said Polish. I thought I read that wrong. I did read it wrong.
Smooth dumpling.
I know. So like you have to be aware of these things. Like everyone has love handles. Even when they're super in shape, the love handle still pokes out. It's just not as poking out as everyone else's because
I love you. Okay.
They keep everything
I love it.
intact. That's what you want in most cases. Okay.
You apparently have a class on how to draw a character.
Where can I access this class? Is this a 101 or a Skillshare?
And they share the drawings, and that's what I use.
Okay, now I can know that I drew my muscles very strangely. This is not how muscles are supposed to look like, but I'm giving you guys a clear indication where I'm putting them so you guys can see that. But this is not correct. This is not anatomically correct, but that's fine. I'm just doing this for just letting you guys know that the body is constructed in the way that you can understand it. All right?
Definitely have lopsided abs. Then what?
I think it's possible you can have lopsided abs, but I think that's only special conditions, under special circumstances. Okay, so let me see the elbow. I want the elbow, this, and then the elbow here.
Now draw the head as the Luke.
Why?
Why not?
What is wrong with you?
You already know the answer,
You have
damn
a problem. You have a problem. Okay. And then I make a face like this. Okay. I think this body's a little bit more emphasized. As you can see, the head is way too big. It looks kind of weird, so we're going to pull it down. We want that head to look normal as possible. We don't want this head looking strange. We want everything to look at least
I know how you feel.
pretty normal in its own right. We don't want things to be too emphasized, like you're trying to make a character or something. Oop. We want that to be equal as possible, but we don't want that to look weird. So this is the traps, which it's not supposed to look like this because the neck is way too far from the shoulder. I don't think that's doesn't make much sense. So we're going to fix that. We're going to pull out this right here. We're going to erase this.
I can't draw, literally and physically, with my right hand.
And then I'm going to pull this up.
I can somewhat draw.
Bella G, hello. I was looking at your video from 4 days ago and it was super helpful. I was just about to watch some more of it and saw you were live. Thank you, Bella G. I do appreciate it if you're still here. I'm sorry if I didn't respond to you fast enough. This thing keeps disappearing and it's starting to get on my nerves. I'm so sorry, guys. I have to find a setting to keep this thing open because it does that sometimes.
Why don't you just snap it on the side?
I would, but it's gonna... this is showing this, and even if I'm not showing display capture, it's gonna be black on one side and it's gonna look weird. That's why I didn't bother to do that. Okay, give him a tiny face.
Ooh,
Okay, I'll give him a
face.
tiny face.
Yes.
Art can be achieved
Are
with
you freaking
practice,
kidding me?
not just talent.
Give
I learned
him
by
tiny-
tracing.
Okay, so like here.
Use a trace from my right hand used to work, but that didn't go too well.
I'm so sorry. I go to bed. No problem. That's perfectly fine. Get your rest on. And thank you. We appreciate you for stopping by and hanging out with us in stream. I know.
Yes.
You little cat thing.
I'm okay with this.
Oh, you've seen
What's a fish something?
her comics.
Who?
Some girls. I think she's from Philippines or Portuguese. She makes this comic called Sheep and Wolf Clothing. I'm trying to get you to read it. Her,
Why does that sound familiar?
Yeah, I try to get you to read it, but you was like anime.
Oh wait, isn't that the circle head?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Robo Kitty. Oopsie furry.
Is he a furry?
So
I'm
cute.
not really sure.
Give him a tail. Yeah, I am just off today.
Huh?
I am just I am just off today.
You put too much faith in them too sometimes. And then you get disappointed and make life like hell for yourself. I don't know why you do that. That shit crazy.
Oh, they're don't know
I
what they
I
can
gave
do
up on
with.
them too a long time ago. Okay, let me make this. This is not really.
I'm jealous of those eyebrows.
How are you now? Let me see. Wave, wave, wave. I don't want to miss anyone's waves. I'm sorry about that, guys.
I love body and furries. Ooh.
Hold on, first thing, let me pull this down so I can read it better. Okay, there we go.
I may have a client.
What cool anatomy, thank you. It's pretty emphasized, to be honest, in my opinion. I don't think it's the best anatomy, but I'm just getting away with it because it looks kind of detailed. Oh,
Looks right to me.
but like that's where the problem's laying. I'm using too much aesthetic here, and then I'm getting away with it because I'm not doing it properly. I don't think so, in my opinion.
Cover with aesthetics.
That's easy to get away with stuff. So that's one way. Oh yeah, remember the neck. I forgot to mention this. When drawing the neck is not this straight line thing. It is a thing that bends like this. Oh.
Can you draw yourself Disney style?
What?
Can you draw yourself Disney style?
I don't think so.
What is Disney style? It's like
everything.
Disney key. Right?
Think of like kind of anime, but not. It's
but it's not Western anime though.
Yeah,
it's like its own thing.
Frozen.
Yeah.
Like think of like the eyes are usually in Disney like this. Disney eyes are kind of like
Be
connected.
a Disney princess. Can you be a Disney princess?
Who, me?
Yes. Give him a crown. Or horns. Either one.
I can give him horns.
I accept this.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
You
What?
got a new message.
Oh, I did? Okay. Why is this guy have a
Ooh,
face? Because everyone wanted it. That's what everyone
He's
asked
so
for.
buff, but his face doesn't help.
It does not help. Actually, better yet, what we can do. I can erase
I'll
this.
accept normal anime style as a princess.
Wait, hold on. What I can do is,
I'm gonna grab some more food.
what do you guys made?
Mom made fish curry with potato and chickpeas.
I don't feel about that at all. I write it right, but they still gave me something else that I did not want. Okay. Hold on, guys. That was annoying. Hold on. Shit, I didn't have to write that. I really didn't need to write that part, but okay. Okay, let me see if I can do this. Okay. I don't know what the hell. Oh my gosh, All Might. Tragedy by messages, okay. Tradasi? I don't know what that means, man. I don't know what that means. Alright. I went too overboard with that. I know that was going left. I knew for a fact that was going left, but it was fun trying to at least incorporate that. Let me see if I waved to everyone. I didn't. Okay. What would you need to fix it? A lot, to be honest. Like the neck. the emphasization. I think it needs more elongation of the body. I think everything's too emphasized on its own. Architect, have you ever seen the anime character Mocho? No, I've never. I don't think I have. That name doesn't really ring a bell to me. I don't think I have, to be honest. I probably have. Maybe I have, but I just never heard the name before. Maybe I've seen the character before, but I don't think I've heard the name before. Or so. Now, you can see the problem with this is the neck, the head, and this arm. These are problematic. But I'll stop doing this now, because this is not important. Now that was important. Now I'm going to do a female. And let me just do a pose this time. Not no one standing, because that's kind of boring. Now, I'm going to do... Let me see. Okay. Okay. See, the thing with females, I think what a lot of people have trouble with is the curvature of the character. It's not even the female itself, it's just the curvature. And what happens, they don't use anything called the line of action. But what happens is they tend to get the line of action confused with the spine. It's not a spine. Arm, it's not a spine. And that's where the problem probably lies. Because if they once they figure out the secrets of the line itself, it doesn't, it's more helpful than you think. Okay, so if I were to draw smaller. What are you making? Right now we're focusing on the female body next. I missed you. Hey! Kaneki Lover, I think? Yes, the line of action, my personal buddy. Yes, we need to learn how to use the line of action. Eat this! Eat this! Eat this! Exactly. Let me see, I'm not missing anything. The line of action is our friend. It is not against us in any way. People tend to play it as if it is, but it's not. It's there to help us. It's there to guide us, in a sense. See how I didn't use it as a spine? It's not a spine. The spine is this. That's the spine. The spine's like this. That's the spine. But it is supposed to be a guide to give you a sense of fluidity in most cases. That's the point of the that's the point of the line. Okay, now this neck needs to be fixed. It's too okay, and then you put our hands right here, and then you put one hand back here. Okay. Right, and then you put this. Oops. I hate when that happens with my pen. It always does that crap. Oops. Knee. That seems interesting, huh? Yes, because look up. He is super buffed boy with a shoujo's body's head. You mean Deku? Wait, what are you referring to? I'm not sure what you're referring to, Nick. It's definitely one of those more useful things. I'm ever unsure how to pose my characters. Well, there's ways of using it. Now, I do it the way I do it because I have a mental understanding of how it works. Because I use it so many times, I don't need to draw the whole thing all the way. But if I were to use this as an example, I'm using this as an example. So see, for instance, the live action will be like here all the way down to the feet. most cases. It'll be going down to the feet. Okay, hold on, let me move this. It'll be going down to the feet, so bam. See how the leg is out? So it'll be like, or like, so it's kind of like curved. The way is from head all the way to toe. Okay, from head all the way to toe. Head all the way to toe. Head, toe. Head, toe. Head to toe. Head to toe. Okay? Oh, you can scoot us over a smidge. Okay, yeah. Sorry about that. I forgot it doesn't stay in point most cases. I'm sorry about that. So yeah. But sometimes this can backfire sometimes, in the sense if you're trying to, you're not mapping out in like the landmarks of the legs, the arms, and all that stuff, and everything can feel too like close together. And then when that happens, everything feels too meshed together, and then you have to adjust nearly everything you do, which is annoying or so. Just want to try to make sure that the legs just like this. Okay. That leg doesn't look right, but I'll fix it. Now the legs over here, I want to make sure that the legs are pretty straightforward. Okay. Legs are going like this. Arms are here. Legs are here. Okay, so I can make our head turn based on how I drew our head, and our head is supposed to be softer, not long. I elongated the head too much, so it looks kind of strange, and that's okay, so we can fix that. Okay. Now what's going to happen is I'm going to make this that, so I'm going to make whatever adjustments I can. Okay. Oops. This. Okay. Okay. See how, as I'm going, I'm making slight adjustments here and there, because even though I'm going with the sketch I just made, I'm making some different changes because some parts may not make sense in most cases. Okay. Now, the chest here doesn't make any sense because the chest is going inside the breast, and we don't want that. We want the breast to be poking out along on top of the said chest, so that's the problem. people try to fuse the chest with the torso with the breast. The breast actually lays on top of the body, okay? So it's like this. Okay? The breast sits on here. And we don't want her skinny because that's not the point. The point is we don't want her massively skinny for no reason, because that makes no sense because we didn't want that in the first place. We want the breast to swap down and out and be like this. We can leave a gap here because it indicates that the breast is leaning or laying on top of the rest of the chest here. But they tend to fuse the chest and confuse it in that sense, and we don't want that. Okay? Okay. Can you scoot us? Okay, you're good. Thanks. Okay. Did you already do the torso perspective thing? Just curious. I'm gonna do more perspective. Do you want me to do the female perspective with the torso, right? I'm gonna do more torso. We're gonna do the upper body in 2 seconds. I'm just giving you a sense of, because the sketch looks really sketchy doesn't mean that you're not doing it correctly. It's just that you're letting your sketch dictate what it is, and you don't want to do that. You want to make it as easy as possible to read. This is why I say gesture is important, because if you can make your drawings very fluid in the sense of, don't worry about doing it like this, do it with your whole arm. Because for some weird reason, the motion of your arm will give more of a natural feel to your drawings than you using your wrist, because your wrist can actually just make it look stiff. Bar none, like literally. And remember, because she's female, her arms are not that big. It's not supposed to be this big. See how big this arm is? It's not supposed to be that big. But that's what I did because I was just going with the gesture. Now I have to make sense of the sketch and make sure that her arms are skinny enough, but not too skinny that it looks ridiculous. You want this arm to make sense, okay? Okay. Okay. I still think this torso is a little bit off, in my opinion. I still think it's kind of like too umped. It's too umped on her. Like it's too like she's being crushed by said chest. It doesn't look right. So we wanted to there we go. That's a lot better. Her breast doesn't look like it's being like she's pushing out her chest too hard. We don't want that. Okay? And given that we don't want this back to be showing like this, we want her, because since her arm is turning, her back's already showed like this. So if that's the case, then let me see if that makes sense out of this. Everything here, that makes sense out of it. It doesn't look right because like the angle is off. We want to make sense of this. Oh, I see where the problem is. Okay, because based on what we're looking at here, the arm's here. The hand's supposed to be here. So what we're gonna do is probably grab this, and then what we're gonna do. This is where digital art kind of gets a foothold over, I'll say, like traditional. Because you can do things like this. Unlike traditional, you may have to redraw everything, which sucks, but then again, it will actually make you... But this is where a win and loss comes in, because it's a loss that you have to redo it again, maybe based on the drawing, but it's a win because if you do it over again, it'll look better than before. 9 times out of 10. Especially if you're really serious of fixing it. That's something a lot of people... follow the host. Thank you for the follow. You're good. Thank you. Okay. So yeah, so you have to keep that in mind. There's always a win-lose, because like even though in digital you can just kind of just pull it up or lift it or whatever the case may be, please be sure that you may have to adjust a lot of things and it might look weird, or you're giving yourself more work. It depends on what you're trying to do. Okay? So it really depends. So it's a double-edged sword for everything. So you're doing traditional, you're gonna have to do it again, but it's gonna probably look better than before because you're doing it again. Even though it won't suck. It will only suck because you're not putting the effort of fixing it. That's why most people say, I don't want to do it over again, because they think they're gonna mess up. Their anxiety of messing up is what messes it up. It's not that they can't do it. It's just either laziness or pure fear of it not looking good in their head than it already currently is. It's that same fear of like, I can't find someone better than the relationship I'm currently in. That's not technically true. You can find someone better. It's just that it may take some time, and because people don't want to put in that time in to find someone better for them, using example, not saying, I'm not projecting or anything, but I'm using example, that therefore you can X, Y, and Z find someone better. It's just that you need to put in the work. And if you really want it, or you really want to be happy, or whatever the case may be, you have to put in the work. Sorry, I was eating. No, that's perfectly fine. You're good. Okay, make the leg a lot more curved. I still think the leg's a little bit too fat in its width. So I want to curve this a little bit more. Okay. I think it's gonna be like that. And then we can give it more depth by putting a line, whatchamacallit line on the side of the body. You see how that works? You put it on the side of the body. Shit. Put it at the side of the... Oh, come on. Stop fucking up. Oh, I hate when it does this. This is what you hate when this happens. I don't know if this is from the Clip Studio Paint. Okay, now it fixed itself. I don't know if that's from Clip Studio Paint or that's from the tablet. I think it's a little bit of both, or maybe it's the pen. I need to change the nib. Maybe it's time for me to change the nib. I really don't feel like changing it though. Oh, let me get rid of this whole arm because it's been nothing but a big confusion. You want to make sense of what you're looking at. You don't want to make it more worse than it really was. So the arm is going to be like this. Okay. And then the arm's going to be in the same line with this arm. Okay. Okay, like that. Like that. Head is like that. I want to bring down this head. It's too high up. I'm going to bring this down. No, we want our eye to be here. Okay. I don't know, I think this looks fine, but I don't think it looks perfect though. I still think the torso is kind of weird. I think it still needs work. but it is what it is. So we have that pretty much where it's supposed to be in that sense. Yes, because mine does it too. Oh, it does that too? Okay, maybe it's the program. Maybe it's the program, I don't know. What happened to Chrissy? I don't know, she just left. I just didn't notice that she left. These two drawings just remind me of characters 1 and 5, okay. These have been reminding me of my characters. Aw. Now, I think I already hit home with this. Now, I'm going to focus on torsos and just torsos alone. So the female torso. Oh yeah, before I get into that, just like I showed you guys before, everything has a plane. Everything you see here is a plane. Everything you see here is a plane. This is a plane, plane. All these squares are planes. So it makes it easier to map out or put color on the character as much as possible. So always keep that in mind. Hold on, female torsos. Female torsos. Now, what I'm going to focus next is more on the chubbier side and the skinny side. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw this. I'm going to draw this and a okay. So I'm gonna make this here and here. Hold on, just make sure I got this right. Now, what I'm doing is giving a sense of direction based on what I'm seeing on this reference. So I'm drawing this reference real quick. So to show you guys, I got about an hour and a half left. So let's see if I can get this correctly in time. All right. Okay. Okay, and then yes, it was quickly done. Wow, yes. It's just reference, so it's pretty much easier to read it because I always say not to look at interpretation of an interpretation unless you're experienced. I will never recommend for students to draw from a reference interpretation. What I mean by this is I would never use a anime drawing to learn how to draw something. In that sense, because what that does, because remember, anime is just an interpretation, or cartoons, or whatever medium, in most cases, it's just an interpretation of something. So I always would recommend for them to always draw from something more realistic, but try to put your anime flair on it at the same time. So I think that's more beneficial to them. So I'm not saying to draw realistically, I'm saying to keep the realism rules in, but yet draw the character the way you want. I think that makes sense. So like if I were to draw, let's just say Naruto, I would draw him as anatomically correct, but yet still keep the anime aesthetic still there. I'm not saying to draw him like a real boy or anything, because I think that's boring for those who don't want to do that. And I think that's where a lot of teachers tend to fall. They don't know. They'd rather just kind of kill your dreams of drawing something that you want to draw compared to something you don't want to draw. No 90s anime, but keep the bones and flesh. Yes, that's it. Like something like that. Like, you can draw 90s anime, but you gotta keep the bones and everything intact. You have to make sense of what you're doing. Like, I know that the nose, like a nose is gonna, usually a nose looks like this most cases. A real nose looks like this most cases. You know what I'm saying? In that case, with the circles and stuff. But an anime nose may look like this. You know, more like that. But just make sure that if you're gonna draw an anime nose, make sure it's as long as this nose. I'm gonna say, for example, like Cowboy Bebop. I'll keep it as long as that nose, right? And then when you keep it as long as that nose, make sure that everything in the shading makes sense. So if this was lighting here, say if there was lighting here and there was lighting here at the same time, make sure to shade this as if you would shade this. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Just keep the anime aesthetic there, but just keep sure that you're following the rules of anatomy at the same time. Okay, so that's what I would say to students, to keep them not disinterested in drawing the art, because what you're doing is just killing their wanting to get good, instead of being forcing them to be in a box that they don't want to be in the first place. Now I'm gonna grab this torso. I know this is a weird angle. I'm gonna put this more. It's going too far. I want this hand to be, I want it to be here. Now, what you just saw me do, I'm gonna put the arm like that. Like that. Okay, like that. Yeah. Okay. Now, what's going to happen is that I'm going to copy and paste this, and I'm going to show you where you guys should make this look more chubby. I'm going to show you how this is going to end up looking more chubby, because I know most of you like it when I do this. I like to turn the skinny girl into a chubby girl, and you're able to see what I'm about to do. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to paste. You've got this. Yes! And what's going to happen is that I'm going to have this. I'm going to make them both the same. Make them both small so I don't miss anything. Okay, there we go. Now, you must be looking at this and be like, what the hell? What's going on? So, I'm going to show you. Now, to make this chubby, everything is mainly emphasized. Everything is more squished. Everything's all fluff. So, what I will do is I'm going to turn this down, this opacity down, and I'm going to show you. I did a reverse version of this. And I'm going to show you what I mean by this. I'm going to make this red so it makes it easy for you to see. So I'm going to draw this in the sense of, let me make the arm, I'm going to make the arm huge. Not huge, but it's going to be this, rounded. It's going to be more chubbed, so I'm going to make everything very, very soft and squish. So anything that is colliding will squish into each other. Okay. Actually, the breast actually falls down a little bit more like that. Okay. And then I'm going to squish this, oh. And then I'm going to, oops. What song is that called? Okay, that. Okay. And then what's gonna happen, I'm gonna pull this back a little bit, I just realized. Okay, so I'm gonna okay. This needs to be fixed, I'll fix it in a bit. Hold on, give me a little bit. Okay, making everything soft, rounded, and squished. So anything that's colliding to each other will be more emphasized in its... Oops. Okay. Okay, oh. Okay, let's make this like this over here. No, we're not doing this. I don't know who that is. You have to wait, I can't do this. I'm working right now. Okay. Now, the breast is not going to be like this. It'll be more pushed over like this. Okay. Okay. I'm just trying to make sure so the angle gotta make sense of it. I don't want to make no stupidness moves here because this particularly right here is not making sense. So we have to make sure that nothing's forgotten in that sense. There we go. I think that makes more sense. I think. Hold on, sorry guys. I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss anyone's response. Okay, no. No. Oh, I hate when that happens. The thing likes to jump around and stuff. Okay. I'm going to attempt this as soon as I'm done watching. Okay. She's perfect. Yes, she's fluffy, but not the fluffy I'm looking for. I understand. I've seen you do chubby, but I've yet seen you do fluffy, but can we supersize her? Yes. See, the way to make a girl more fluffy that emphasizes around the stomach area is that girls who are usually skinnier usually have two things. They usually, especially when it comes to the stomach, their stomach, okay, let me see, their stomach tends to have a line here to indicate a sense of, let me say, like a surface, a form of surface of so, okay? But with the more chubbier girl, what's going to happen is that the stomach is going to be more flattened. It's going to be more emphasized and flattened. It's not going to be like this. It's going to be flattened. Okay. So the belly button's going to be flattened like this. So it indicates a form of, let's say, like, this side is definitely getting at me. I don't know why. I'll just redo it. I'll redo it. I don't mind redoing in this part because it's just one part of that part. Everything else so far is going well. It's just that sometimes you just gotta restart and then figure out what's going on. Okay. Okay. the chubby girl's stomach is going to be like this. Most cases, because that indicates that the belly is overlapping the stomach. Like the belly here is overlapping inside the stomach. That's how you can tell. And then if they, depending on even how more chubby they are, you can put a shading to indicate that the belly, that the stomach is like this. Okay. Okay. That's one way of doing it. With the good shading, you can actually get away with it. You don't have to draw that, because when you draw it, it looks kind of weird sometimes, depending on who you're asking. But if you shade, you kind of shade it, you can see the underlining of the stomach or so. Okay. I think this here needs to be fixed a little bit. Okay. And then this here is in direct line with this. Let's make sure I didn't miss anyone's responses. Okay. Okay. Now, you have to be very careful when draw. What's the difference between pudgy, chubby, and fluffy? They're pretty much the same. It's literally pudgy, chubby, and fluffy is pretty much the same. Well, fluffy, depending on who you're talking to, chubby could be a girl with a little bit fat, but not obese, okay? That's literally what that could mean. But since the word obese comes off as, I guess, offensive to most women, or even some men, but usually most women, they like to be called other petter names, more like fluffy or a case may be, if that helps them, or a case may be. It really makes much of a difference. It still emphasizes the idea that they are overweight for what it is, but it is a way to keep it is a way to at least explain to them that they are overweight in some form. But remember, overweight can go two ways. It could, like, I can draw the stomach to look even more overweight than this. Like I can make it even more overweight in the sense of emphasizing the stomach, right? Like this. I can just take this away completely and forget the angle. And what I can do is like this. Oops. Let me get rid of this angle. So we want to make sure that this is emphasized the way it is. Fix this eye. You know what I'm saying? It's like that, and then you gotta make sure there's bump lines outside of it. You can't make a smooth looking like this because it just looks like her. You have to make sure that the bumps is in line with this in that sense. So if you want to really emphasize it, it's usually because of the creases that comes in that indicates the weight of the individual, or at least how chubby they are. Because in anime, there are some animes where they draw their anime girls sometimes a lot more voluptuous than they are, and they make them look chubby. Not chubby, but makes them look more like the clothes are a lot more tighter than they are, so they have more emphasis on the creases of the clothing. So like if they're wearing, like, say, let's just say they're wearing like a stockings, for instance. Like the stomach can look still like this. I can make the stomach look like this. Like I can draw it looking like this. Pretty smooth, because smooth usually indicates that they have some type of surface that is not bulging out in some form. But if I were to draw the like this, and then I were to draw the body more like a emphasis with a clothing that gives that sense of squish right here, say like this is the hip area, and if she was wearing like some type of, like, I don't know, like a stockings or panties or something like that, and then we emphasize it by putting a little bit of a mush here, and then with the skin kind of pop out like this. Okay, so what that does, it indicates that the clothing is either much tighter than it's supposed to be. So like, so for instance, I make it like this, right? Like, just say this is like, I'm not going to draw the whole panties, but because this is here, this literal is here, this pressing of the skin, it indicates that there's the female is a lot more thicker than it is, so the skin will bulge out at the end. Why is nobody commenting? Yes, this is a study session. I'm teaching how to do bodies and what you're looking for emphasizing and stuff like that. Forgive me if I'm wrong or ignorant. Huh? I don't get how being obese is offensive. It is a medical term, but you know, these days, that's what I'm saying. This is why I don't like referring to, like, okay, I say people are sensitive, but then again, that's more of their issue with themselves than the person who's saying it. That's why, because remember, obese is people who are like literally like very big. Like, they're not just kind of chubby or kind of overweight for their weight. Like, if I remember right, I think a girl who's like 5'2", like a Japanese girl who's like 5'2", if she's higher than like between, I think, 120 or 125, she's considered overweight for her height, but she's not obese. But if she's 5'2" and she's like 160 or even 180 or even higher than that, that is obese for her. That's obese for her height. She's going to look emphasized by default whether she likes it or not. That goes for a guy too. If he's 5'2" and he's 120, 125, that's fine. But if he's like 130, 140, he's big. But if he's in this range of 160, 180, 200, he's obese. It is what it is. And that's not healthy. That's very dangerous for his heart, for his everything. So that's something you need to keep in mind. But we take overweight for, like, I'm calling you obese, which is not. You're not obese. You're just overweight for the recommended number that you are. Is that bad? I wouldn't say it's bad, but then again, it's not life-threatening either. So, like, you'll be fine. But if you're over that number by like a lot, then you're going to have a problem. So we need to be honest with each other on this very thing. But calling someone overweight is not calling them fat. They just are overweight for their age and height. Most cases. Oh, mostly the height. It doesn't really matter by the age all that much. But if you're like, that's why I think most cases when women are like obese and they're having children, doctors would recommend them to get on the diet because that can end up harming the baby in time. You know, but doctors nowadays have to curb what they say because somehow someone's going to take that as a form of offense, not take it as a medical advice because you can harm said baby. They're not thinking about the baby, they're thinking about their feelings, and that's where the problem lays. I think this is something where America really tends to really mess up because they let feelings over trump the idea of logic and reasoning, and that's very dangerous. But I'm saying here, based on what we're looking at here, the emphasization of the body, if you look closely, look at the arm, look at the arms, look at the breasts. This, I'll even circle them once I put them in like this. Okay, so I'm gonna stop fooling around and just get this out of the way. Okay, so I'm going to draw the body again, but this time I'm going to try to get it right because I was not doing it right. Like this, and then like this. I'm drawing her overweight. I'm not drawing her obese. Okay. Let me see. Some people associate it with body shaming because the realistic term sounds negative and are sometimes. Well, it's only shaming or seem like bullying when you just keep harassing them to go do it. See, if you say to someone, okay, you're overweight, you're not gonna die, but I recommend you get on a diet, said doctor, they're not attacking you for being overweight. They just want you to live a healthier life. But if you're a person who's on the street and run up on someone and say, hey, fatty, you need a X, Y, and Z, you loser, that's bullying and that's shaming, because that's right there. You're not giving them the best intentions of what you're telling them. You're just being mean, because you don't have to be mean to get the point across. You can tell people in other ways without being straight up like rude. You know what I'm saying? But you also have to take the consideration if what they're saying is true. Because you can't be a girl who's like 5'3" and you're literally 130 pounds, and then someone says you're big as a whale and you take that serious. You should not take that serious at all. Because yes, I know feelings comes into the play of it, because females are different from men, but like, you have to very be aware that if you're not a dinosaur and someone calls you a dinosaur, you should not take that as offense at all. You should kind of like either laugh it off or just kind of scratch your head. But if someone literally comes up to you and say, you who happens to be overweight, and say, you're overweight, fatty, you gotta lose weight or something like that, blah 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 blah, and making fun of them, they need to be dealt with in a way that is not harming, but yet they have to be told, hey dude, that's not cool, you know, that's not cool to do to people, that's really mean, you know. You don't have to come at them, especially if you don't know them. I think that's even worse. I've seen that happen before, and it's not nice. It's not cool. See, this is why topics like this I try to not get into too much, because people ask me this question, what's the difference between fluffy, chubby, pudgy, and chubby, pudgy, and fluffy are pretty much the same. Fluffy can fall under between just at the height of obese, but not really. It just depends on how you use it, but usually these are words to keep people don't feel less than what they already feel. Let me see. I make fun of myself for being overweight, because so then when someone does to me, I joke around. See, I understand that. I get that too. I get that totally too, in that sense. But if you have to make fun of yourself to, like, if you're willing to make fun of yourself to stop the pain, I would suggest, okay, you have enough thick skin to deal with whatever they're going to say to you, but as you're trying to deal with them, I would take it upon myself to at least, you know, do some exercising, a little dieting, or whatever the case may be. So as time progresses, they won't make that response towards me, and two, I can say, yeah, I was overweight, so what? I lost the weight now. What are you going to say about it? And they can't say anything. And then what's even better is you can be overweight, lose all the weight, and then look even better than your current friends, and then you can make fun of them for being the fatties. But then again, that's just kind of breathing the same negativity, so I would not recommend that. What do you mean by that? Just stage meter, how is it? I hear fluffy and I think of Gabriel Iglesias. Oh my god, okay, that's where I get the fluffy from, and that's where I see where I hear the fluffy. Yeah, I understand. I'll stomp out body shamers, I got you. Let me see. Yeah, but some people confuse me too and correlate the two. Yeah, but some people use the term wrong, and that's the problem. That's literally the problem. We use the term way too much and wrongly. What tablet are you using? I'm using an XP Pen 21.5 monitor. That's what I'm using. Okay, now another thing we need to look for when you're drawing this is that they tend to have more like fluffy bits, like these fluffy bits here, and the curvature. It's the creases that I'm saying. It depends, like the creases will indicate how fluffy you want your character to be, or chubby or pudgy, or whatever the case you want to refer to it as. So like these are the things that you have to look for. because what happens is if you make several creases in certain areas, you can actually accidentally make your character look muscular, and that's not the intention. You want them to look as pudgy as possible, and for that to work, you need to make sure that you're using your crease lines correctly. This is where anatomy also still comes into play. You can't just put creases everywhere and think it's going to work. You can actually accidentally make them look muscular and defeat all purpose of doing this. It's really easy. I think if you watch the anime Kiss Her Not Me, you will know what I'm talking about. It's I think a romantic comedy. Some of you may know what I'm referring to. It's a girl who was chubby all her life, and then she was watching anime one day at home. I guess a lot of boys was not finding her attractive, or a case may be. Or I think she was okay with it. She just didn't care. Then one day she went home, was watching TV like normal, and then she woke up one day. She literally woke up the very next day extremely skinny. I guess considered more beautiful, or case may be, and her family couldn't recognize her, her brother didn't recognize her, her friends at school didn't recognize her, all the boys who didn't give her any attention whatsoever didn't recognize who she was, and then try to get with her. And now from that point, she was, instead of being like an evil person saying, oh, you didn't like me before and X, Y, and Z, now she only now became friends with them, but she was not even I don't think she was even interested in the boys anymore after that, because the fact, what is that?
Try the pie filling.
What is that?
Pie filling. It's the pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin!
Oh, favorite or no? No. You're not into sweets right now?
No, right now. I want to get this done.
Okay.
You need to make apple pie, bro.
Apples, they only have Macintosh that's on sale. That thing is nasty.
Macintosh?
Yeah.
Have I ever had that before?
Yeah, the red
Wait,
one.
these are Macintosh? Wait, the computer?
No, not that one. Wow. What? Damn it.
Okay. So now, here guys, as you can see, the differences between the two drawings I have here, you can see closely. I'm going to emphasize them and point them out. Oh, let me see. Oh, no. There we go. Can I have some pie? To be or not to be is a good one. Well, it depends on how you look at it. Is it a BL? I'm not really sure what that means. Actually, two of boys in the harem ended up together. Oh, two of the boys in the harem ended up together. They did? Oh, wow. I didn't know that. I only seen season 1? There was a season 2? Was there a season 2? I didn't know that. Wow. What brushes do you prefer to use? Sorry, I hopped on. I don't really... the brushes I make is either on my own, or if I'm looking for a specific brush, I just try to make it so I know how the parameters work, so I don't have to be under the mercy of what does this thing do. That's where I get the fluffy... Okay, I'm gonna make sure I read that. So yeah, we need to be more kinder to one another when it comes to this term, because there's a lot of young girls and boys who are under this feeling that they need to be super skinny. And that's not... I don't think that's what anyone truly wants. I think majority of most people just want people to be healthy. So that's something we need to promote more. The idea of being healthy, not looking like a supermodel. Because I don't even think most men even ask women to look like a supermodel. I think most men ask women to at least take care of themselves to an extent, just like how men should at the same time. Because I don't believe in telling one person to be being this type of size when you're not even the size you are. I don't think that makes any sense. That's kind of dickish if you think about it. Like, I want you to be like 120 when you're 5'2", but I'm literally 300 pounds and I'm like 6'1". I mean 5'1". That doesn't make any sense. That's not even fair, you know. But we need to keep that in mind. We need to be, you know, we need to self-reflect on ourselves or towards the others that we're around too. Do you let people go live with you? Only with my mods. I don't let anyone go live with me, only mods, and she's not here. She was here earlier. But no, I do not let anyone come on stream with me, because once that happens, everyone wants to jump on, and then we get nothing done, and it causes a lot of trouble and ruckus, and then the idea of something unexpected happens, whether someone wants to be a dick and run and say something that is offensive and it causes trouble, and then the stream stops because I either have to stop the stream or the stream stops by itself because it detected something. So no, I do not do that. Hello, I'm Brazil. Hello, anime like. I think he was here before. Y'all cinnamon rolls. Y'all be boy love. Okay. Oh, and then Missy over there. Okay, so let me see. Same with height. Yeah, same with height. I don't think that's nice either to do the people with when it comes to height as well. People like, I give people with height more leeway than people with fat a little bit, because even though fat is hard to get rid of, it's possible to get rid of it either by surgery, by dieting, exercise, or just other means and methods, you know. But with height, that's something you really have no true control over at all. You may have some control over it based on sleep patterns while you're in your puberty stages and stuff like that, and you probably can get surgery for that, but most cases people don't want to do it because 1 is highly expensive, 2 is dangerous, and 3, I think it leaves psychological issues on people who have get length surgery. But I don't even think most doctors even recommend that at all. I think they only let that happen on certain situations. I don't think they let you just have height lengthening surgery like that. It's possible, but I think you have to be under certain conditions for that to happen, which is strange because we won't let a dude who lets go and gets like height surgery, but we'll let a lady get boob surgery. It's kind of weird. Isn't that psychologically damaging to the lady as well? Thinking that she needs bigger boobs to be attractive, which she doesn't. Can I be a mod then? I ask good questions. No, see, this is the thing. I only let people be mods to people who I personally know. Like, personally know. I know my mods personally, like, in real life, so that's why I let them be. I learned my lesson last time when I let someone do that. That went left when I used to do streaming and gaming. But if you do ask like nice questions, that would be lovely. I wouldn't mind that at all. So, you know, I try to keep things like... I'm sorry. I don't want to say no to you, but then again, I don't want to tell you, say yes and feel uneasy about it. It's just... it's not against you as a person. It's just, you know, I just want to keep things... Because everything's been pretty sane and everything's been pretty good. I have a great community of people who come in here and say hi and stuff, and I don't really have any troublemakers. I hardly do. And by the time that happens, everyone just kind of tells them to leave, and they kind of just leave from that point. Anyway, I didn't choose to fun size. Fun size choose me exactly. All right, so we have an hour. I have a good 40 minutes left. So instead of getting into the social aspects of like body weight, we are focusing that if you can see a difference between the two, is that the body here, it's here, like the differences between the two is that I put emphasis on here, I put emphasis on here, here, and here. I guess a little bit under here, and a little more emphasized here. It's not that big of a deal between the two, but if you can see differently, the difference between here and here is that everything's smoothed out. There's no crease lines coming through, okay? And then the belly button, the line of the belly button is like this. Because the belly button can be just like, you know, like that. Because you can see it, right? But unlike this one, the belly button's being covered in this section. Like the fat of the stomach is overlapping the belly button. Is 264.55 pounds bad for 5? Yes, it is. That is significantly bad for your height. It's not even about social looks. That's literally bad for your height. That can lead to serious joint pain. It can lead to cardiac arrest, heart disease. It can lead to a lot of things. It can lead to death. It can lead to complications of childbirth if you're female. It can lead to breathing problems, movement problems, everything. Because remember, you might be young now, and I think that's the problem with most young people, is that when you're young and you're overweight, your body can still withstand a lot of like weight because it's naturally holding that. But over time, as you get older, especially like in your 30s, mid 30s and higher, your body will tend to not be able to hold that, and your joints will hurt like hell. When do you next stream? My next stream is on Thursday. I stream at 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Thursdays and Saturdays. I stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. On Tuesdays and Thursdays is 6 to 10, and Saturdays it is 3 to 7. Because it is a weekend, so it's much earlier. By the way, some people get plastic surgery. I fix surgery results best. Breast cancer, yes, and breast cancer. I forgot that. By the way, some people get plastic surgery. I fix surgery results breast. See, and that too. 18 of 32 left. 18 of 32. I'm not sure what that means. Left. Okay. Oh, another panel. Oh, okay. Okay, I get it. No, another panel. I didn't see that. Okay, I got it now. Gotta go by. Okay, later, tight cat. When do you stream? Okay, yo. Hey, Finn Rudder. I remember you came in here and you said you saw about people who make fun of overfed people. I don't know why, but it's really funny when the only insult people think of to say to me is, I'm sure. I think that's even more tips for drawing female faces. I will be doing that Thursday. I'll talk about female faces Thursday because we don't have much time left. It's okay, I understand. Thank you for understanding, I really do, because most people get mad when I tell them no. It's weird. But, yeah, the thing is with, when people, I think it's worse to make fun of people who are short than people who are weight, because they really have no power over that. And to really make fun of them, that's no different of, like, it's almost equivalent of making fun of someone who's born with a disability. Because, like, and what's funny is we'll most likely make fun of the short person compared to someone who has no legs. You know why? Because it's obvious that they're in that situation, but it's not as obvious to others that by the age and of the person that's there. So, like, the person who's short can be attacked more viciously than the person who has no legs. Not saying the person with no legs don't get attacked or be made fun of. That does happen. But it's not on the same veracity and openly in front of everyone else compared to someone who is short. And it's very strange to me. It's very mean and very rude. That's not cool. That's very not cool. You should, like, I'm not saying treat short people like disability people because they're two different things, but they're quite similar in their concept if you stop and think about it. Because if you're short, you don't have no power of it, just like someone who's born either like autistic or something like that. That's not their power. That's not their fault. You shouldn't make fun of them because they're different. They're different because of circumstance, or that's just how they was born that way. So you should leave them alone or be nice to them. If you have nothing nice to say, walk away and go somewhere else. I don't see the point of harassing someone. What does that do for you? It does nothing. It makes you look like a total loser, like, honestly. I don't believe in making fun of people. I believe in highlighting what makes them special. Whether it, like, that's why I've been on this tirade lately for the whole week looking for people on art who haven't gotten a lot of likes or doesn't have a lot of like comments on their reels, and I find them and I give them a compliment on how far they've gotten on either an educational standpoint or even just being nice and posting their stuff up there, not because I'm looking for the interaction, but it also brings them a sense of joy and accomplishment because it helps them feel like what they're doing has meaning and has value, you know what I'm saying? So even if you're a level 1 drawer and you made like a stick figure and you feel proud of it, be proud of your stick figure. Don't let anyone tell you look like shit, because if they do, they're a shitty person. They should not ever say anything to you in that manner. They have no reason to say anything to you in that manner, because they're not no Picasso themselves most cases. Anyone who makes fun of other people's work or stuff like that is people who have serious issues and needs to fix their problems in therapy. Leave people alone. Let them do what they need to do. Let them be who they want to be. Leave them alone. What if it's like your friend and they don't mind it? I still think you shouldn't do it. Like, it's like saying, I wouldn't punch a stranger, but I'll punch my friend. I wouldn't do it, because remember, your friends are only tolerating it because they accepted you, and they accepted your existence because you're bringing them some type of value other than the negative stuff that you bring to them, right? Or they're not strong enough to say stop it because they don't want to come off as an evil person, or they don't want confrontation. And I see that happen a lot to people get bullied in that sense. They're being bullied by their very friends that they claim they're friends, or who are not really their friends. So if you're friends with someone who's short, you should not ever make fun of them for being short. You should give them some type of uplifting, in the sense that them being short, you should not even bring it up unless it's actually brought up by them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not all that tall with my friends, but they don't even bring up my height all that much. They don't see the point, and I understand that. I don't understand if someone was autistic, why am I keep bringing up their shortcomings? It does not make any sense, especially under the circumstance of like, for instance, if you're short and you're trying to do something that would put your life in danger, like trying to, I don't know, reach for something that's like very like heavy, like extremely tall and heavy, and you know you can't pick it up, help your friend. Don't make fun of them and laugh at them. I don't see the point of that. They can hurt themselves, or at least help them, assist them, something. You know what I'm saying? But don't be mean to them. Bro, thanks, I need this. Yes, like I understand. That's the true bullying in itself. It's not about, oh, you're overweight and medically you need to lose weight because you can die. No, it's, hey, you're a short person, ha ha ha, your existence means nothing because everything you do is funny. That's not funny. That's very sad. It's not their fault either. It's really sad for you to make their existence so like minute because you are blessed with genetics a little higher than them. That's not fair. You know what I'm saying? And that's not even like a workout thing. That's not even a weight thing. That's literally under just circumstances of not able to control it. I'm pretty sure in the far future we may be able to, because I heard that DNA thing, like DNA splicing is a thing. I'm not saying that's something you should count on at all, or even getting surgery at all if it really does bother you. But like, maybe in the far 10, 15, 20 years from now, we may be able to control height the way we want. But since we can't, I don't think it makes sense to make fun of people because their height is, or someone who's super tall. I've seen people who are super, super tall and make fun of, and they don't like it. There's a lot of girls who are born 6 foot and they feel less than because the boys don't find them attractive because they either find them intimidating or they don't like dating girls who are taller than them, which I understand to an extent because girls don't like dating guys shorter than them. I understand that. I get that completely. I totally get that. I understand. I'm not mad at the girls who say I date guys. I don't date guys under 6 foot, even though they're 5'2", which kind of is off to me. But then again, I understand that that's just their preference. But to make fun of someone for not being 6'1", I think that's a dick move to do. I think honestly there's more short men in the world than 6'1" men, and that's a fact. There's more short men on the planet than 6'1" men or 6 feet men. It is proven over time men have gotten shorter over time since I think 19 something. I'm sorry, I just came here to see the Bahonkers. It's alright. It's alright. The Bahonkers. It's alright. But yes, what I'm saying to everyone, if you are born autistic, if you're born with disability, whether missing limbs or a leg or an arm or a cranium or something, or you look different or you seem different or you feel different, don't let that bother you. Let that be your strength. Don't let that bother you at all. If people make fun of you, whether it's your family members, your so-called friends, or even the mailman down the street, which is a dick thing to do, Mr. Mailman, but if you feel any way of people making fun of you, do not hang out with them, do not deal with them. Let fate handle them, because most cases they're suffering from a situation where they feel small. Most people who make fun of other people and bully them is usually people who are suffering from a similar or much more underlying issue, most cases. You should pity them. Don't hate them, pity them. And I know it's really easy to fall in that hate category, trust me. But you should pity them. You should never hate them. They're just lacking in some type of psychological understanding. In most cases, they don't figure that out till late in their 20s, late in their teens, or late in their 40s, or some stuff like that. And usually it's too late to say sorry. And I know that's kind of like the shittiest. It's the circle time, buddy. It's circle time, buddy. It's circle time, buddy. But I know how that feels, so don't let it bother you guys. You guys, this is a safe place. If you want to learn something, I'm here to teach. I'm not here to make anyone feel alone, because I know how it feels to feel alone. But anyway, the point of this is what I'm saying. I'm sorry I went into a whole tangent. I just want to let everyone know that anyone here is totally welcome here. Don't feel like you're alone. You're beautiful the way you are, and you have to try your best of what you have gotten throughout life and fate or God or whatever you identify with, religion-wise or atheist. Just the fact that you know you're special in your own way, emphasize that. Don't worry about what other people do, because if you worry about what other people do, you end up being like them. You become what you hate, and you don't want to do that. I'll need to fix some stuff. All right. So this helps. Thank you. No problem. Can you teach me how to draw lips? Actually, Thursday. This Thursday we'll be focusing on, well, what I'm going to be doing a fan art, but I'll use it as a form of a lesson. So like, I'm going to teach you guys how to draw lips and faces, female faces and lips. I know you guys really want those juicy lips. I'll be practicing that throughout the few days till Thursday, so I give you guys a sense of understanding of how to draw juicy lips, like Glossy Art. Some of you may know who that is. I follow Glossy Art. I don't know if he's or she, but they do a very great job of let me see. They do a great job of Glossy. Where's Glossy? Glossy Arts, yes, Glossy Arts. I don't know if it's a he or she, but like, he does a great job of art in the sense of more juicier lips. He really emphasized them. Inspirational, teach me Tuesdays. Wow, yeah. Can you teach me how to draw? I definitely will. Can you teach me how to draw lips? I definitely will. Why you gotta say juicy like that? I'm sorry, but I know that that's really emphasized, and that's a thing that's been a literal thing here. So guys, if you enjoy what you're hearing or what you're seeing, or a case may be, I'm a teacher. I teach how to draw anime, how to draw art. I teach you how to do perspective and all that stuff. I was just talking about that today. If you guys enjoy what you see, I'm on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, and all the nine. So if you want to follow me at any moment, anytime, just follow me on Instagram and all that stuff. You can see all my social stuff here. My Wix, my commissions, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Twitch, Trovo said that twice, Redbubble, and Patreon. So if you guys want to check that out, please. If you really want support, just follow the YouTube. Just follow the YouTube. I'm just telling you, follow the YouTube. We're at 871. So if you guys want to jump over there on YouTube and follow, we're trying to get to 1,000, and I'll be making a bunch of tutorials for you guys how to draw anime characters again, on tutorial wise, so you guys can know how to construct your bodies right, draw your chubby girls, draw your skinny girls, or a case may be, and all that great stuff. So because I have a few videos up there talking about how to draw chubby girls and how to draw overweight guys, muscular women, muscular guys, lean women, lean men. So it is up there, but I'll be redoing them again and explaining more emphasizedly. So if you're on Twitch or TikTok, you can follow there, and it's there at my link tree. You click it right here and it takes you straight there, just to let you guys, just to give you a good step. So you go to Instagram or TikTok and you click on here and you go straight there, and it takes you to all my social media. Or if you go to Instagram, all of them right in the front here, so you can't miss it either, and all great stuff. And you can also check out the stuff that I also have that I use to stream. So if you're thinking of doing an art stream or even a gaming stream, you can check that out. All right. The other type of lips, because I need to learn women since I don't know. Oh, wait. Oh, I see. I don't know if I can teach that on stream, if that's what you're referring to. Do you ever teach anatomy specifically? Yes, I do. I was just teaching that just today. So I'm just letting you guys know, when you're drawing your characters, always be aware of something. Here on the body, it's all about emphasization of the creases. And be sure that when you put the emphasization of the creases, it makes sense. Just don't put random creases, because what you can do is make it look like something's wrong with them, like something's like a lot of worms on their bodies. You want it to be where the joints are usually coming from, like into the shoulders, or around the stomach area, most cases. So this is something you have to look for. Yay, my For You page is finally helping me. Yay, I'm happy for you. Cool drawing. Thank you, I appreciate it. Torso practice is also needed, thanks. No problem. Yes, he does. Okay. All your things you teach on YouTube? Yes, everything is. I'm still streaming on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. Just to let you guys know, everything I stream is on YouTube, Twitch, Trovo, TikTok, and Instagram. So whenever I'm on live, I'm on all 5 platforms, so you can't miss it. So if you ever want to run back to this, you can always rewatch it on YouTube, Twitch, or a case may be. I think Twitch and YouTube would be the best places. Probably Trovo, if some of you know what that is. You can also access this on Instagram as well in my Instagram videos. But you know, it's up to you. That's up to you. So this is more of the chubbier, fluffier side of things. Now, if you want your character to be more overweight, I'm gonna do this in 30 minutes before this goes left. If you want your character to look even more overweight or emphasized for whatever reason, if that's what you choose to do, the emphasization gets real crazy. So like, for instance, the stomach, I'll take this half away. Actually, I actually like this, how this looks. I'm gonna actually copy this. I actually like the way this chubby body looks. All right, so I'm gonna erase this. Okay, erase all of this. I'm getting the hiccups. I'm sorry, guys. I keep hiccuping. Okay, so I'm going to make the body a lot more emphasized. So like, the body for most females, remember, no matter how overweight your female is, they always have a dip in the back of them. That always is a fact, most cases. It's sometimes a little harder to see than others, because you can't just put a big belly like this. It's not going to work. Drawing bodies is hard for me. I understand. It can be a hard thing. It's not a big keg belly. You can't just draw that. You have to be aware of what you're doing and from the angle that you're doing it from, okay? So if you're drawing the stomach like this, so you want the stomach to look very emphasized. And I say look at reference if you have to. I will see, I use this as a form of reference. I don't want to show too much of it. It's going to get mad. And then like this, you look closely at it, because this will help you understand. I would like to show more to you guys, but I don't know if TikTok might get mad at me, so I don't want to do that. But it helps, gives a sense of realism, because now I'm going to emphasize this stomach like this. Okay, I don't need to connect everything, because if you don't connect everything, you don't need that sense of, let me see, because I can make the body look more flabby if I want, but that's not the point. We want her to look chubby, like really chubby, like she has to be obese-ish. So like, we're going to cut this upper torso off here, because it's not going to look like that. Okay, I'm going to erase this, and I'm going to okay, like this. The dip is always in the back of the body. Okay, I know it looks kind of insane. I'm gonna fix everything, so please bear with me. I know there's a lot of sketching here, but I have to make sense of what I'm doing based on the angle. It's not a thing I usually draw too much. Okay, so like if I wanted to draw like this, she's moving her legs like this. Okay, say her stomach is under here. Okay, remember there's still love handles connected to this body. Always remember that. It's not just a big flat body, it has to have love handles or so. Okay, The legs are going to be emphasized as well, but like it's not going to be as like it's going to be emphasized at the edges like this, like this, okay? And then the leg over here will be emphasized as well. Okay, see how this bump here, right here, this bump right here gives us more of a emphasis on the body. Okay, guys, if you're enjoying this, please follow the YouTube. I really would appreciate it, because I will be doing more stuff like this and making more YouTube videos on this, not just lives, but YouTube videos, so you guys can always refer back to them in a short manner of time. So please, if you really do enjoy what you're seeing, please follow the YouTube. If you don't know what the YouTube is called, it is called Artectris. It's spelled it's spelled so I think I'm using the wrong thing. Wrong marker, okay. It's Artex. You can always check that out. I wrote a joke that now learning this, I'm unsure if I should cut it. Well, no. See, the thing is, if you're making a joke, the intention, like, it's about the timing and place. If you're in a room of, let's just say, overweight people, and you make an overweight joke, you're gonna come off as insensitive, right? But if you're at a comedy sketch, and the guy who's talking about, let's say Dave Chappelle, for instance, is making a joke, you guys are solely there for jokes. There is no such thing as a positive joke. I believe in jokes. I believe in dark jokes, but it's the timing and where. The timing and place makes all the difference. Like, for instance, if I was in a battlefield as a soldier and was in midst of like gunfire, and I try and make a joke, it may be bad in taste, but the joke may work because I'm trying to make the situation much more less